Hello, good evening, and
Hello.
welcome. Episode
What's up?
30 of Figure It Out. We've got George Vega tonight. This is
What's
exciting.
going on, everyone? What's up?
George Vega.
Excited to be here, fellas.
I'm excited to have you, man. How you been?
Good, man. Keeping busy. It's been a busy year with the projects and show management. I was just in Texas 2 weeks ago. I'll be back in Texas in 2 weeks, right? I was there for the DFW G.I Joe and action figure show. But 2 weeks ago I was in Fan Expo Dallas.
Fan
Dallas.
Expo. I was there last year. I didn't go this year. How was it?
Oh, incredible. My first time there. I always heard good things. Everyone I know that's gone to there says, "Oh, you have to go, check it out." And I'm glad I did. It was great, great seeing the folks there. And I have to say, I'm never sure how these shows are going to turn out.
And yeah, right. Like who's going to show up? Is there going to be a big
Yeah.
crowd this year?
Yeah, and I don't think that show. Maybe I shouldn't have worried because I didn't know, the type of foot traffic that would, be there, how big the crowd was. Just getting there, all the people I saw just in the, I guess, the alleyway or the hallway or the entrance was already full for an hour before the show started. So great stuff, and and being with my my particular style. I draw what I like, and I think most of the baseline comic fan guys like my stuff. So luckily, I was like basically adjacent from Ryan Otley, and if you follow comics or anything, that's Invincible, artist on Invincible. So
Okay, Invincible. Now I'm with you. Now I know.
yeah. So so that that created a lot of traffic. So it was great, and to be
That
there.
also depends on like who you've kind of got around you, right?
Yeah. So like then I had all the comics guys around me, so that helped, and it was nice to actually have some folks in Texas waiting for me. I had some pre-drawn commissions, which it's always a plus. It lets there is an impact on your social media, all this social media stuff that we do, that there's an impact out there, and people, you are reaching people, and people are like, oh, he's going to be in my city, in my town. So yeah, all
George,
that. So yeah,
when you say you draw what you like. When you say that, do you mean like the properties that you're interested in when you say that?
yeah, exactly. It's the properties I'm interested in, and luckily they coincide with trends at times. So I've kind of been lucky that I've always been a GI Joe fan, Transformers fan. All the '80s stuff, Thundercats, He-Man. The
Yep.
list. Heck yeah, and I've always drawn that stuff, and I always call my creative well. Even when I was doing other projects, other things, I'd go back to that just out of, I know the characters. These people feel like family to me. I'm going to draw this person, that character, this or that. So
Those are your roots. That's what got you into it.
Yep. Specifically Voltron.
I feel bad because I tried to get into it. I never watched Voltron because of Chad. Shout out to Chad. I'm like, all right, you know what? And Scott Hughes. He's like, buy this edition of Voltron. I'm like, all right, I'll start. And I tried watching it. I can't do it. It's real bad.
Yeah, it's hard to. It doesn't hold up as well. I mean, the animation is good
Oh.
to watch.
The art, everything's iconic. Go Lion. Okay, cool. I'm with that. Now I wish I would have stuck with my own headcanon about what the hell was going on.
Right.
But Voltron's what got you into it.
Yeah. Yep.
And they never played it where I was at. I just missed it, or I don't know what the hell happened.
Yeah.
I don't remember it ever being on TV for me to even watch it. But now G-Force, Battle of the Planets, that's what got me into Japanese animation. That was what did it for me.
Yeah. And also Robotech for me. I was watching,
the same thing. I need to go back and watch the Robotech because I watched some of the OVAs, right?
Okay, right.
Macross Plus. Was that part of Robotech?
Yeah, Macross Plus was that was after the original Robotech run.
Yeah.
That would have been our era. So yeah, big Robotech fan. I mean, that's one of the between that and Voltron, because it was the same era for me.
Yeah.
I was watching that, and then of course, you know, G.I. Joe came out. He-Man, I think He-Man was on TV first. I do believe calendar wise, I think He-Man was
So
TV first.
because I want to say that was that 84 for He-Man? No, it wasn't 84.
Yeah, maybe 84.
Transformers, right?
Transformers.
I think that
You
was
know,
84.
unless, you know, I know people in the chat might know better, or they can look at the release dates. But either way, just
Oh, 83 for He-Man.
83 for He-Man,
Yeah.
and then maybe G.I. Joe, what, 84? It's just in my mind, I remember seeing He-Man first, and then
I think. Oh, it was also 83.
oh,
And the full series officially began airing in 85. Well, that's kind of interesting. What does that mean? Oh, it started in 83 as a 5-part miniseries
okay,
in 83, and then another mini-series in 84, and then it went full-blown in 85. Interesting. So, yeah, they were probably just right on top of each other, and depending on what area were, you know, how they aired it.
right. Yeah, that's definitely the properties and stylistically.
Yeah, Jeff Butler, our buddy, Nowhere Man Child, talking about starting up older cartoons really works as an alt. Some do, some hold up. He-Man does not, by the way.
Yeah. Some hold up, but yeah, I would say Robotech holds up really well. And you know what? It does make sense because G-Force and Robotech, they were planned that way, made that way. I didn't know that Voltron was like almost 3 animations spliced together to make one show.
Oh,
I found that out.
Tristan's talking about that with Robotech right now. He says Robotech was a retranslation of 3 different Japanese anime.
Robotech was. I thought it was okay. Then I stand corrected because I thought it was Voltron.
Then Robotech was made from Macross. So it's possible Voltron was too.
Right. Yeah, maybe that.
But that's the fun stuff that, George, I like getting into. Maybe I can't enjoy those animes like I used to. But there's the nostalgia for the stuff that I did watch. I like going into the weeds and finding out when they put it out, right? That timeline. Because in my head, man, my timeline is all jacked up.
Right.
Oh my God. I'm real bad with dates. Ask my wife because our anniversary weekend is this weekend. This is one of the few years that we were on top of it. She forgets too. That's the plus of this.
Well,
but yeah, dates, man. I'm like,
bad.
was that was a year ago or something? Or like, no, that was 10 years ago. I'm like, oh shit, 10 years ago.
No, it was now a year ago. We were walking around the DFW.
Anniversary right here.
Oh, the shirt. Actually, and there it is.
Yeah, anniversary for me for my first toy show, because I mean I'd gone to like Dallas Fan Expo, you know, I'd done shows like that, comic book conventions, but not like a toy centric show. So DFW was my first toy centric show, and I was like, man, this is awesome. I need more of this, because I didn't. Again, my best friends, I say it all the time, I take a bullet for it. They don't give a shit about toys. They never have. I don't have that circle local of, you know, toy collectors. Now, what about you as far as toys?
Collecting, yeah. I'm not much of a collector other than the G.I. Joe action figures. I have
O-ring, classified,
O-ring.
Just O-ring.
I don't hate the classified. I actually got some classifieds back over there. I have some classifieds, and even some of the taller, what is it?
The 1/6 scale, the original Joes.
The slightly taller ones, was that 25th anniversary or something like that?
Oh, where it goes
Again,
4-inch, Mikey? Is that the modern?
Comics is my thing. You see, toys, you know.
That's why I asked, because I don't know.
A few, but yeah. So either way, yeah. So I have random. Let's say I have random stuff. I've got a lot of some of the older stuff, but the G.I. Joe stuff I do collect. Like I say, I'm probably like a dozen figures from having everything from 83 to 87.
It was like completionist, like you're getting all that stuff, or you have it all though.
I would about a dozen of them, not including the the Tiger Force Brazil, because those are just a fortune.
Yeah.
If you look at that stuff, but I would say about that many for me to have everything. And a majority, I won't say a majority, a good amount is from my childhood that I never got rid of.
They never got rid of them.
Oh wow.
Yeah. So what I ended up doing was once I started like buying them again, I learned how to repair them. Open them up, change the screws.
I have not got into that yet. Like all my O-ring stuff that I've moved around, nothing's fallen apart that wasn't already falling apart. So I mean, I know I need to repair these things. It's going to happen.
Yep. It's gonna happen. Well, I mean, Mikey here, I'm sure he's got, the all the tools for swapping everything out.
Yeah.
I do, even though O-rings aren't something I do very much of. I definitely have all the tools.
And you talked about before, Mikey, with your customs, like it's just working on that small of a scale. I mean, just that finer detail that you don't, I want to say you don't hate it, but you don't like enjoy it as much.
I enjoy the classified, the working on them just a little bit more. It's a bigger canvas. Like, I mean, George could relate to this, like drawing a thumbnail as opposed to a full cover. Like, a thumbnail is less work. It's less pin strokes. It's less, shading and that kind of stuff. But you don't get the full experience like you would a full cover.
That's a great way to put it.
If this was 2 inches tall, this would not look as badass as it does. But because George made it a big fucking picture, it's rad.
That's my art, guys. Everybody, that's me.
Commission George for some dope art, man.
Well, yeah, and you know what?
Do that. At least get one of his posters at DFW.
Here, let me show that off, Mikey. Let me show that off. Because that's the one. Chad's got the same one that we signed, right?
Signatures.
Yeah.
Yep. Actually, that's right about it. That one.
Oh, here, let me get you big.
About there. Yep.
Yep.
There.
Yeah.
Then this is the one prior to that one.
Okay, that's 23.
And then I got a few here. I mean, I got a bunch of stuff. I just threw a few up here just to have something in the background.
Heck yeah!
And that new one looks awesome too.
And I'm working on a new one. I could actually, I have it right over here. You want me to show it to you guys?
Yeah, absolutely.
We're not going to say no, George. We're like, no, don't show your artwork off.
You got it. Show it off.
He's gone. Boom. Last time he's on this show, showing his cool stuff.
All right. So here it is. So these are the inks. Ink traditionally, I'll put it in an angle. I got a light right here. So these are the
that ripcord right there in the middle.
I'll start from the bottom there.
Man, that's good.
Love the Snowcat. I've never enjoyed the Snowcat, right? Okay, like, it's okay.
Really? I love the Snowcat. I think it's
but I'm not big on Arctic, right? Except
that's one of my favorites. That's
And I kind of went with my theme was kind of like I try to keep it all within the elements, so it's like snow, desert, water. Only because all the other ones I've done are literally like my random picks of who I think works together. Sure. So this time I try to just keep it more. You know what? I really just wanted to focus more on the different environments. So
yeah, you had desert, you had snow in there, you had water. Was that wetsuit or was that Copperhead in the upper right?
Yeah, Copperhead.
Copperhead.
So another thing to make it even more difficult is I try to keep it like I section it off, which the top is all Cobra, bottom is all Joe's.
Oh, okay.
So or I do vice versa. Even on the older prints, the top Cobra, bottom Joe's. Even on this print over here, top Joe's, bottom Cobra. So
grouping them up.
Yeah, that way I think it would make sense to most collectors and fans, to see it that way. So yeah, now that's in the process of being colored, like right now, like literally, and should be ready to so I can debut it. The prints are gonna drop at the show, and I'll do what I usually do. I have regular prints, and then I have my holographic prints. The holographic have that iridescent, crystal kind of shininess going on. So I should have those ready. And I'm also dropping another print. Snow Is It Real? Storytell kids in Florida. You call your veggies.
God will make frozen rain fall from the
Yeah.
sky. It's like some Calvin and Hobbes stuff there. Got some other people rolling in. K-Mac, KJ.
KJ.
That's fine. But yeah, some of my favorite characters, like Snow Job. I'm trying real hard not to call him Blowjob like I did as a little kid.
Yep.
I combined Blowtorch and Snow Job.
No.
Story.
Didn't we all have the same joke? What do you do if you combine Blowtorch and Snow Job? No, you get a blowjob.
That's the whole thing, though. I never had that as a joke. That's why I asked my father for, because I wanted both of them, and I told him I had to run to the store because I needed to get a blowjob. And he was like, "What?" It's like, I need a blowjob. I need a blowjob. I mean, Blowtorch and Snow Job. And it, years later, I know that the look on he had was like, do I punish him for this thing that he doesn't know what he's talking about? Or do I laugh and encourage this behavior that he doesn't know what he's talking about? Yeah, it is. It's like people are like, oh, that's an urban legend. No, this happened. I did it. I remember. But yeah, like Snow Serpent. I love the Snow Serpents, man. I thought that was one of the coolest figures when they came out.
You know what? Favorite Vipers or whatever. Snow Serpent and Alley Vipers.
Alley Vipers, yeah, man.
My personal two favorite. And the Alley Vipers, I just think, that color scheme, you can't touch it. Like, it's orange and blue, but it works.
I know. Duarte was just making fun of it the other night, man, and I'm like, I don't care if your whole city's on fire. Your orange and blue is gonna be great.
Yeah,
I've always thought like they're orange and blue. By the time you see them, it doesn't matter what color they are.
It's over.
The shit's over.
It'd be like a pink water moccasin. Like, it doesn't matter if you're on top of it; it's going to hit you. It's going to strike.
But in my head, it was always like the city was on fire when they were going in. That's why, I don't know, for some reason that's why I envisioned. But yeah, I hate the Denver Broncos, but it's a good color scheme.
Oh, sports. I don't sports.
I don't
sounds like you
now. Yeah, but I was a Raiders fan growing up.
Gross.
Trust me, I feel gross now. Is what I do. But that color scheme, man, was always, I don't know what it was with orange and blue.
Awesome design, great color scheme, and then they have a shield, like this killer shield with like an edge at the bottom and like a window. It's like.
And then, like, even the little cuts into it's like I automatically, when I grabbed the classified, and I had that more articulation now, I was like, you post that gun up.
Yeah.
Man.
Yeah.
See, I always like the yellow and black ones. Like, these bright yellow. Like, there is no hiding at all.
I didn't have those on the black and yellow. So when I saw that, what do you call it? Water colorway? What do you call that? The scheme?
Like, oh, yeah. It's like a paint scheme or, yeah.
I've heard different terms. I don't know what to call it, like a noob. But yeah, I mean, I was out of collecting at that point. So when I saw it in classified, those colorways, I was like, oh, that's cool, man. And it's like, again, urban. It's like black asphalt, right? With the yellow lines across the road. I thought it was cool. Well, we're doing this. You're waxing poetic. Let's not do a 6 hour or 5.5 hour show, Mikey.
I can't do it again this week.
You said that the week before you couldn't do it.
I know.
Intervention.
So dumb. By
the way, yeah, you guys didn't watch
work was
that.
awful.
Oh yeah. That 5.5 hour, was it 5.5?
It was a quarter to close to 6.
You might as well have gone 6 again.
It was 15 minutes shy of 6.
Oh my God, quitter. That stream though, when I came back to it, and I'm like, he's doing it again. He said he wouldn't. Wow. Was a great stream. I love Tony, and Tony's so good. Tony's all gold, man. So if you guys want to put that on this weekend, catch it on replay. Put it in there.
Maybe you need to put your dad down for a nap. Put the 6 hour live stream on. Let the guy conk out for half a day.
Oh man!
You know what? I want to talk about your workshop, the one you and your dad are running for the vehicle.
We can do that before we do the segments. You want to do that, Mikey?
Yeah, let's go ahead.
Yeah.
But only reason is I definitely like I want to talk more in depth about what happened last year. It was completely organic, you know, like you guys were doing the thing. I was literally like roaming around. And I asked Greg, hey Greg, can I, you know, he's like, yeah, come on in or whatever. So, you know, I watched the build and the guys talk about everything. And, you know, I really had no interest in building anything because I was just tired. I just wanted to hang out and watch people do stuff. And then I saw like right away, I have to say, like, I was familiar with you and your dad, what you guys do, but obviously we didn't really know each other yet. And I've never really saw you guys work or anything, but I saw right away you guys were already like putting stuff together while most people were just filing stuff down. Like people were just looking at parts, and you and your dad were already like, you know, talking to each other and looking at parts. I'm like, oh, these dudes are ready to work. These dudes are gonna work. And like I kept watching you guys as everyone else, you know, everyone is at different levels. I understand that, you know, and I think one guy was trying to customize a vehicle he had already. I think it was like
probably Mython, yeah.
Yep.
The APC that he brought in.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
Okay.
it was APC with a slugger can or something like that.
Yeah. You guys know everybody, so I was just watching, you know, and then, you know, you guys, you know, so basically by the end of this thing, which was was about 3 hours.
I don't know. Honestly, I have no idea how long that
was. It was a few hours.
You're asking the wrong guy, George.
Yeah.
I browned out.
Yeah. So you and your dad were basically going to work. I'm walking around and, you know, whatever. And then at the end of it, you know, you guys put it down to like show everyone. And I think Dave was looking at it. I was looking. I was like, wow. And then I know Kirk was walking around and everything. So
you say Dave? Which Dave? Kunitz?
Say again?
Kunitz.
Yeah,
I was asking which Dave for the audience.
So I snapped some photos from the angle where I was at. I was like, wow, these look so cool. And I was just inspired to want to draw that because I felt like we were like in a production line. You guys did the mock-ups, and then I'm there, and I'm like, you know, I gotta, you know, try to draw this stuff. So I mean, I just went back to the hotel room, fell asleep the next day in the morning, like at the show after I set up and whatever. I started drawing it that morning. So it's not like I planned it in any way. I just decided to, hey, you know what? I'm gonna make concept art. Like, so the only one who saw me was, I think, early on, Dave, Kirk, and somebody else. Bobby Valla? No, not Bobby Valla. Bob.
Oh, one of the designers.
One of the designers. Yeah, his name is Bob. We had like a beard.
Oh man, yeah, now you're asking the wrong guy.
Yeah. Anyway, so
Mikey
we were there, and I started doing the concept, and that's when, because I don't even know if he really remembers, because I remember showing him, hey, I'm thinking of doing this. I'm gonna do some concept art, and then he was just like, actually I have it over here. He was like, yeah, I remember, you know, G.I. Joe's, you know, heroic, whatever, and then, you know, for the Cobra vehicles, sharp lines. You gotta do something sharp because they always have to have sharp lines. So, and again, it was just in that morning within maybe, I think I had a 2-hour window or so, because I wanted to get it done right away. I wanted to show you guys and just kind of have a laugh about it. And no way was I intending to, I don't know,
like show up and like, I'm just gonna make some art all of a sudden.
Yeah.
It was totally organic.
So actually, I have it right in hand. This
is God, this is so cool, dude.
So obviously, you know, based on what you and your dad made, right? And then, you know, Dave had said, you know, keep it sharp edges, and then you know, that inspired this. You know, I threw this back there, and it's, you know, I don't have your actual designs, but from what you guys did, this is kind of what I felt where you guys, you know, might have gone, or who knows. And I figured changing the front nose on each of them would be like in my mind, like it even created a story of like they got the same blueprints to make the vehicles, but they each, you know, finished it differently as far as the
Cobra versus Joe. Yeah.
I mean, like the fuselage is all the same. It's how it's kitted out outside of that, but those two vehicles are the same underneath everything.
Yeah.
It's pretty cool.
So
Yeah.
yeah, you know, just
It just show up and you get inspired as an
There it is.
artist. Oh,
there
here
it
we
is.
go.
There it is. There it is.
This
there
is
it
it.
is.
This is
Yeah. So
the Cobra
yeah.
one.
So you see that front end there? I figured, you know, you could just extend that more to make it look like how Dave was saying. It needs sharper, you know,
For sure.
sharper edges or whatever. But yeah, it's
Yeah, like that's cool. Like you mean talking
Oh.
again, it's buzzword, but it's for a reason. Like organically, when something happens like that organically, that just makes it that much more special.
right. So
yeah,
so
for
like
sure.
now I'm thinking, you know, I would love to do that again. I want to do it again. Now I'm thinking, you know, I guess I don't want it to turn into like a contest, you know, where like
Right.
people are gonna. I mean, I like I don't know how it's gonna work, and you know, I guess maybe, you know, we haven't talked about this at all, so we're talking about it live.
Yeah.
So I guess we're gonna watch what we say or what.
Well, I mean, you're brainstorming on, you know, live, you know,
But
live.
I don't know. I think maybe, or maybe there can be a selection of two of them, and then we can narrow it down. And then I don't know if I would be able to have time to maybe do the same thing. Oh, there you go.
Heck yeah. Right on. Right
So
on. That's awesome.
so like, you know,
Shout out to
and it
Tim,
doesn't.
by the way. What's up, Tim? He was on the show before us, George, when they were
Okay.
going hog wild, hot dog wild, more
Hot
like
dog
it.
wild.
Boy, they
This
were
man,
raw dogging it.
this man, when they hit 300 live viewers on Mega Powers tonight, put on a hot dog costume.
Okay,
Shout
yeah,
out to Tim.
I caught the last 20, 30 minutes. That was awesome.
Out of control.
Congrats, guys. That's a big
For the
deal.
rest of the whole show. Hot dog man.
He was a spicy meatball.
Spicy meatball. But yeah, the tickets for it. When I was talking to Greg Brown, there's not really a good judge. I don't know how many tickets have sold for that event. Mikey, did you ever get an update on how many people to expect on that?
I have no idea. I know that it's limited. It's limited to like 20. Like that's max, but I don't know where a tally is or anything like that, how many seats remaining or anything like that.
Hello.
What's up,
Yeah,
Jacob?
and Jacob, like apparently,
What's
speaking
up,
of air
Jacob?
conditioner, George, we were talking about air conditioners, you know,
Oh, yeah,
pre-show there.
Mine's on here, and Mr. Producer here, he did some noise reduction tricks, and you can't hear my AC now. Thank you,
He's a wizard.
wizard. But,
Yeah, so I don't know how you would do like the contest.
yeah, so you know, I mean, I'm thinking, you know, let's see, or you know, again, I want to hang up. If you allow me to, I'd like to hang out again, watch the creators do stuff, and then
You always
know,
raffle it too during the thing and make it random. See whoever showed up, use their entries or whatever is, you know, the raffle.
Well, I guess that's where it gets tricky, because I know when people build stuff, they're going to be at different speeds.
Yeah.
So then if you
Right.
have someone, let's say, you know, they fairly won the raffle, but maybe they may not, conceptually may not be far enough. You know, I don't know. Because obviously I picked, you know, I took a picture of theirs, or, you know, I snapped a picture because they were like that far done by the end of it. And there were people that weren't,
Yeah.
I mean, not to judge, but I think you guys were the farthest close to an actual concept than anybody else in the room. Maybe one or two other people. Actually, I think there was two other people, and they modified a vehicle that were maybe as far. Because I know one guy had a really big gun somewhere, and I was just like, you can't lose with a really big gun. You put a really big gun on anything, you
True.
can't.
It's damn near fail safe. Yeah.
There's Papa Kukovic. We definitely
Hey,
need more
Pop.
people to sign up.
Hey, John.
Definitely. We
it going?
want
You
that
know
to be a
what?
packed house for sure.
Mikey, John, I don't know if you can talk about this. I didn't even think to ask, can you sign up for it the day of there? I don't know if there was a timeline on if the tickets got cut off at a certain point. I didn't think to ask Greg that.
Oh yeah, I'm sure you could get them day of.
I don't know,
Yeah.
yeah. People
I don't
sign
know
up.
why you wouldn't.
I think it's gonna be incredible, and to get to build stuff, it's gonna be so much fun.
Yeah.
And I think, you know, please, people in the chat, you guys should check it out. You guys should sign up. And hey, I'm committing myself to draw something from that workshop. So you guys
Somehow, some way.
So yeah.
Yeah.
So either way,
I think if you're walking around and you just one of them just catches you, like that's whatever happens, like it's not a competition. Although some of us are just naturally Mom
competitive. Yeah.
like you're just gonna have like you're just gonna have like that edge, like I want to get this done, but it's also it's tricky.
But yeah,
you don't want to rush through that kind of thing because you want a good product. I mean, I guess Dad and I approached it in the way that Dave and them would have approached it, like tight deadline. You need to be able to pitch this at the end of it, and we had even talked to Greg and Kurt and David about trying to make it like almost like a game show, like a shop till you drop kind of thing. Like so many people go up and they get their parts and then they come back and it's almost like a race. And then by the end of it, you'd have to pitch what your idea is with this jet. And it was like, it would take a lot of work to do it.
Right.
So it was like, okay, baby steps. Let's start here, but yeah, I think that'll be awesome if you're just a part of it, walk just a spectator,
Now, will Dave be hanging out at the workshop or no?
Oh yeah.
Oh, so it's gonna be it's gonna be you, your dad, Dave.
Yeah, it'll be most of those same guys.
Okay.
Dad and I will just be there to help them. Like,
all right, cool.
If somebody needs something cut down, all right, Dave Kunitz doesn't need to help somebody sand something off. Dad and I can do that. Okay. Let him give his unique perspective.
Yeah.
So like last year we had a couple of helpers, Greg was there, but Greg had been working on the show all day. Like he
was high, right?
And he was high because they'd been sniffing MEK for hours before that, But yeah, man, I think that'd be really cool if you wanted to be a part of it.
So like, sure. In the end, we'll see what we decide.
Forecast. Yeah, and George, I'll be popping up things throughout the night as people are coming in, doing whatnot.
Yeah.
But yeah, competition, I always like a little competition. But yeah, like you said, like Mikey and his dad have been kind of like in the business, right? I mean, there's a reason they'd be further along.
Yeah, we do have a leg up.
Kind of got a leg up, especially call sign longbow. With your dad.
Speaking of call sign, I know they've said it before. I think Troy mentioned that on a interview. I did do a cover for call sign.
You did?
Yes, I did.
Can you show it off or no? It's not ready yet.
It's done, but it's on the wraps.
Okay, just making sure.
But the thing is, I know Troy had mentioned it in another interview, so that's why I'm saying it again. So hopefully, awesome. John, hopefully, I'm not breaking any rules, but
NDA. Oh no, sorry.
NDA.
John,
I break them all the time.
I have an NDA. I think I can look at that. Send that to the paint maestro, my man.
But yeah. So cool. That was fun, a super fun to work on, and but again, talking about work and art and all that stuff, please let me know if I get too into the weeds with the art thing. And, I feel like it's a hangout. I kind of forget you guys.
No, you're good.
This isn't supposed to be an interview, but it feels more like a hangout. So I'm
very much the culture we've tried to cultivate here.
Yeah. But
like I said, even our segments that we usually do, I can skip them too. I can move on. I can even put them at the end. We could do GTFO and it came from the collection at the end, or not do them at all. Because sometimes, depending on time, Mikey and I are like, you know what? Let's get into the meat and talk about covers. Which I don't know. What do you feel? Do you want to do pickups, or do you want to do go into the meat, Mikey?
Let's do some pickups.
You want to do pickups? Why not? George, did you have any pickups?
Yeah, actually. So
let's go guess first. Why don't you show us the pickups?
Okay, so now,
hang on. By the way, sorry. I'll ask this. It came from the collection. I don't think we've been hit on that. It's the GTFO that we've been hit on. I might not play that segment, but I'm gonna play It Came From the Collection. This way, we'll still do pickups, and we can roll into it if we want to show something off from the collection. We'll do it that way because I didn't have time to freaking get new music for something that we've used for 30 shows, Mikey.
Yeah, I totally forgot you had gotten hit on that. Like,
I know, whatever.
Totally forgot.
I muted it. I probably could still use it and just mute it, but I don't give a shit. Whatever. Yeah. So yeah, George, what'd you got for a pickup?
So now make sure I got this part right. So the pickup, is this the one that has to be something I picked up recently?
Sure.
Or
I mean, anything you picked up recently, or
is pretty loose on the guidelines.
Yeah, we're very easy. I mean, if it's not within a month or a year, you haven't been on the show yet. So I mean, everything's new to us that you.
Well, it's on.
True.
It's on me because I know it was one thing that was a recent pickup, while the other one was just a show and tell. No, the show and tell is.
Yeah,
that's
which it came from the collection. Like I said, we can just roll it all together, man. So yeah, as far as your pickup, what'd you get? What's something you got recently? You're
okay.
Excited about?
Well then, okay. So the pickup is that I got like you know what? They're gonna make it simple.
Whoa! There we go. Oh, what is this?
Ooh, snap!
Now, this is the omnibus. Ooh. Now. I'm gonna open this bad boy.
Oh,
check it out.
So good.
So even the foils are different color.
Oh, that is crazy.
Oh, that's sick.
Look at this. This is embossed.
Damn, those are so nice.
Yes.
Now, were there two different ones? Was there a G.I. Joe and Cobra centric boxes or what?
Yeah, they had a G.I. Joe one, Cobra centric one. They had different designs, which was pretty cool. So obviously,
that one. Oh yeah, look at that.
Cool,
oh yeah.
I just realized my camera's on reverse, or is it just my preview?
Just your preview. You're good.
Yep. Everything looks good on this end of it.
I'm such a noob.
Dude, I've been playing with it, George. Sometimes I mirror my screen, sometimes I don't mirror it. Yeah, that embossing on the Cobra logo.
So this is like, you know what? I actually have had this for a while, but I haven't really showed it off or anything. And it's
yeah, I haven't seen anybody show it off. That's new to us, buddy.
So, I don't know if this is show and tell or whatever it is, but so basically, if you guys know about it, this my wife got this for me for my birthday, basically. So I guess around that time it was the Kickstarter was going on for this. So then she.
Oh, so you didn't know, or did you know?
I knew after she pledged for it, and she was like, "Oh, by the way, look at this." I'm looking. I'm like, "A pledge?" I'm like, "Really?" So she, picked this up for me, and it has all the issues. So, and I actually have a bunch of stuff. George is showing me because that's heavy. I got it. Yeah. I'm just trying to get a little workout in. I mean, some
girls for the girls, baby.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then Peter Moline's saying, he's about 3/4 of the way through book 3 at the moment. Yeah, Ken's Toys saying, has it, weighs a ton.
Oh,
yeah. No.
Oh, wait, I'm sorry. I missed Papa Kukovic saying, don't you dare spoil it, George.
Okay.
Lol. And he's like, I gotta go. I gotta go. He's probably getting ready for the show. We got Joe Fest, and then you got DFW.
Oh, he's been moving all week.
Oh man, and then he's got the move.
Has a lot going on.
Oh my god, I forgot about that part.
He's got a lot going on.
Move like from one house to another. Move.
Yeah.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
Yeah, on top of doing Joe Fest and then DFW back to back.
Joe Fest, DFW. He's been printing and designing. Like he is super busy lately.
What's up, Bobby?
What's up, Bobby?
Man, that's a lot on Papa Kukovic's plate.
He is a busy man right now.
Yeah, George, you said you had more. What else you got?
Oh, so then now that's why I'm kind of like. Then the recent pickup. Now this isn't like anything too fancy.
And by the way, I don't know if we talked about this or not. Yeah, toys, comics, a Zippo lighter. I just showed off a Zippo the other week.
So,
just cool stuff.
This is just a recent
Oh,
pickup.
yeah.
It's like super cheap. It's like a $20-something book on Amazon. And it's just you guys are probably all familiar with this, especially the Joe community. I like this just specifically because it's just a simple picture.
Yeah, I like that.
So if you're collecting, you could just quickly put together
We'll check
your collection.
Oh, that looks good.
So it's kind of like, I think the pictures could have been, higher res and all that kind of stuff. I mean, the pictures are pretty good because they're pretty small, But,
yeah.
Maybe a bigger format would be nicer. But either way, you know what?
Oh, you need to change the format per page or go.
Right,
this guy.
Like give us more. Oh, okay, there it is.
I've got the other one. I've got the
volume 2.
Volume 2.
This came out in the 90s. Just so everybody knows, I had this. Dad and I had this when I was a kid.
Oh wow!
So this is pretty old and it's not up to date. Like there's
so are those reprints on the one George has?
So then I got
they reprint them every once in a while.
Okay.
Yeah.
This is a reprint.
I got the 25th anniversary edition. That's what.
There you go.
25th anniversary. Lachey's got to catch the replay, but he wanted to tell George, I got all the Joe creators to sign your poster for my big brother. He has hung up in the living room. See y'all in 2 weeks. Much love to Shay.
Awesome.
Shay, safe travels, my man.
Awesome.
Well, and it's because of the Shay that I ran back to your booth after I saw that black and white Snake Eyes, Urshikage, everything. I was like, oh man. And I went, and then it's like the one time you left for lunch. I'm like, crap, this is the last day I got to get this. So I don't even know if you were at your I think I caught you the second time I went in, like, hey, by the way.
Right.
Did you go back to your booth so I can buy something from you? Thanks.
Yeah, that's right. I remember I was coming back from the lunch or whatever. Yep. And I think you might have gotten the last one also, because I think that you got the black and white on the canvas material, right?
I don't think it was on the canvas material.
It was just regular material.
Now here's where I'm like, where did I put it?
Okay.
Because I just moved, so I'm like, I was trying to scramble and trying to find everything. I'm like, where did I put that artwork at?
Well, no. It doesn't.
No, it should be on paper versus canvas.
Yeah.
But no, yeah. I mean, Vishay had it and he was showing me like, man, that's fucking cool. And then I think Suka had it. And I'm like, oh, I gotta get it.
that was I know I probably explained it, but that was
we will definitely give you a non-consensual hug. Samantha will definitely get one at DFW. Mikey. Oh, hang on, Mikey. Hang on. Do it right. Do it over. Kink. We gotta have that. We gotta get that effect. Like, man, Scuba Pete's got that whole deal where his camera like love and all.
Yeah,
kinds
he's
of
got
things.
the Apple Vision thing. So if he throws up a heart, it like pops up.
Yeah,
it's sorcery.
Sorcery, and he's gotta have like a wink where it like goes off. It has to. We'll work on it. We'll work on it.
Something about these. So these are the books by Neil DeSimone. This is the guy that used to put together G.I. Joe shows just on the other side of the Missouri border from St. Louis, just on the Illinois side that Dad and I went to a lot when I was a kid. So this was the guy that put those together.
Oh wow!
So we always had these books because he collected, and this was incredible. Like just looking at all of the figures, because here it is. 90s Joes are discontinued or going on to Extreme or whatever it was, Sergeant Savage, whatever it was. And so like now I'm getting to look at everything that could have been, like everything I hope to find at a thrift store for five in a bag for $1.50. That's cool. So that's why I have them, is because these are nostalgic to me.
Samantha, why are you still single?
I think I think maybe it's because of how I spend my time.
Priorities.
No regrets.
No regrets. Oh man.
So you guys,
do you have more?
No, I got my 2 items.
Don't feel like you don't have to be selfish. You got some other stuff like, man, this is cool.
No, that's what I had on my agenda.
What you got, Mikey?
So I've got I picked up some stuff.
You need extra camera time?
Yeah.
Special extra camera.
So I picked this up at like a Goodwill.
Here, I think I
The-
can do this.
The
Here,
Jedi
there we go.
Masters quiz book.
What the hell?
This was $1.50.
That looks
425
super
cosmic
familiar.
questions, answers, and Star Wars and The Empire Strikes Back. So it even predates the Return of the Jedi.
Let's do it, Mikey. Give us a question. Let's pop one out. Let's do it. But don't show us
kept
though.
Cloud City suspended over Bespin?
Question one more time.
What kept Cloud City suspended over Bespin?
Magic. That was easy.
What-
Chat, let us know. 30-second delay. Let's find out.
Isn't it multiple choice? Can we hear the multiple choice?
It is not a multiple choice.
Damn it.
Right or wrong. Like,
Okay. All right. Tristan's got an answer in. Okay. I'll put it up there. I'll put it up there. Tristan says Tijuana gas.
Tijuana gas.
All right, that was incorrect. Does anyone else have a guess as they're googling it?
Incorrect. Is there an actual date on this? Okay.
Yeah, because it was like
This came out in 1983. So if Tijuana gas was something that came out in one of the books from the expanded universe, it's not going to be that.
Yeah, because in the movie, I think they talked about it. So what's the answer?
A thin unipod surrounded at the base by a large round reactor.
Where the hell did they get that answer from?
I don't know.
Because I was trying to think in the movie if they
This
said
says
anything.
to my mom and dad and my dogs, Frodo, Barney, and Putty. I wouldn't put a lot of weight into it. You know what I'm saying?
Not with Putty. That last one, they really phoned that one in.
Whoa. What about David
Fuddy?
from Seinfeld?
Listen, I'm good with Barney and Frodo. Fuddy? No, man.
Yeah.
See, I said magic. Okay.
This kid's a chump.
Beam generators.
I mean, it's Star Wars. Somebody should have just said the.
That's true, Johnny. Those answers are no longer canon thanks to Disney.
Thanks to Disney.
Yeah.
That might be a good one for a stream right there. Do a random, just keep it by it every once in a while. If someone super chats, we'll read you a question.
But you know what?
That's a freaking brilliant idea, dude. That would be fun.
I love everything about that book. You know, the size of it, the way, even the way it's beat up, the way it's weathered.
Yeah, man.
Oh yeah.
You just want to hold that book, you know, and you just want to flip through it.
That just looks like history right there.
Yeah.
Right? I was super excited. I saw it for $1.50. I literally had to go to my car and get a stack of quarters out of the glove box, out of the console.
I do like how autocorrect makes it canon versus canon. Right?
Yeah, that's some good stuff right there.
It happens all the time.
So then I've got I got some comic pickups from this week and today. So I got Mark Spector Moon Knight action.
Ooh.
Full of Frank Castle there.
Yeah, so this is from that Acts of Vengeance line. So this is the one where him and Moon Knight get into it a little bit. So picked that up. Pretty excited. This really, really cool cover with Silver Samurai and Psylocke.
Who did that cover?
Hubert and Mark Pennington. Speaking of G.I. Joe stuff, that's pretty cool. Picked up this one because
Oh yeah, buddy. Yeah,
got to get some of that. Psylocke's looking thick.
That costume was just crazy. After her Betsy Braddock, and then becoming Psylocke.
Right there, that's a John Byrne cover.
John Byrne, baby.
Yeah.
One of the best.
Legend.
So good. And then of course the weekly poll. Ultimate Wolverine number 6.
Oh, so now he's got the little half, or is that part of his mask?
Yeah,
it's separate. So he's got his cowl and his hood, but his mask is separate.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah, it's pretty cool.
Is that worth reading? Have you actually read him yet?
I haven't read it. Johnny at Brew Squad said that it's pretty good. It's not like revolutionary.
Johnny from where, Mikey?
Oh, from Brute Squad Entertainment.
Man, if he doesn't give you a discount, man, you've got it like on it.
I've got it right.
man.
Brute Squad Entertainment, comics, toys, and games, Kansas City, Missouri. I also got another Mark Spector, Acts of Vengeance. So this is just the issue before that, but still with Punisher. I picked up an Armory that I didn't have.
Ooh, I don't remember that one.
I
That
love the Armory ones.
Oh man,
yeah.
I'm such a I love the Armory books. You know what? It's almost like I'm one of those guys that if I didn't even draw a G.I. Joe comic, that's cool. But if they let me draw like the schematic for like the base, or like give me like a vehicle schematic to draw, yo,
I always love the blueprint stuff, man.
Yeah, dude.
I'm a sucker for that. And Legend series. Shout out to our brother Tony, man. Part of the 5 3/4 of an hour dude.
Yeah,
show.
he's a 6-hour dude, bro. So
look, George, I'll tell you this right now. This is the whole thing. Tony said him and Mikey had this great conversation about violence, okay, and how violence isn't the way. And every time Tony would sit there and go, listen, violence isn't the way, okay? You're going, what are you going to do? You're going to go to prison? For what? Beating this man senseless, covered yourself in blood, feeling like a god for a good 5 or 6 minutes, like nothing could stop you. You've got a full-on erection. You think you're undefeated while you're standing over your opponent who has given into your will. I'm like, that sounds really good. I kind of want to go outside and beat the shit out of one of my neighbors.
You're like
experience this. Like, yeah, that sounds cool, dude. Maybe you shouldn't describe violence like this if you're advocating against it.
You got the totally wrong takeaway from that conversation.
I'll play it back. I'm clipping the shit out of that show of yours, by the way. It's gonna go viral. Yeah, he made it sound like some weird sexual violent pornography, George. It was nuts.
That's why resisting it is so difficult. Yeah.
You want to feed the beast? I don't know. Yeah, I do.
Today I went to Vintage Stock, which Zakainen told me he'd never heard of.
You know what?
You do have some in Wichita. You do have some.
That was the whole thing, Mikey. You sat there, you sent me that. I was like, okay, let me ask my little Google as I'm driving. And because the storms and shit were going on, that shit will not work 90% of the time. So my little Google was like, I don't know. I can't answer that right now. I'm like, I just want to fucking know if I have a vintage fucking stock around me.
Yeah, it looks like you have two. There's one on the east side and one on the west side. They both look like they're in like a shopping mall or.
Oh, it's probably Town East and Town West that I haven't gone into in, I don't know, a decade.
When I saw it and I was like, ugh, I go into a mall for vintage stock.
I'll check it out though if you think it's worth it though.
Oh yeah, it's worth it. Especially well, today was the end of that sale where they had the buy 2 get 1. But
today only.
Yeah, well, no, it was like 4 days. I waited until the last day. But here are the pickups I got from said store.
Let's check that out.
I got issue 5, one of the variant covers, because that's a full nice shot.
Oh, that's cool how they work that into the background of their costume.
Pretty dope. I like
designing. Yeah.
I got a Punisher magazine, which is pretty cool. I haven't started acquiring these yet, so there's check off the list.
Wow.
Man, and it's got Lamada Punisher stuff.
Who's the cover artist on that? Is that looks like a Jusko-ish, but maybe not.
Yeah, it is.
Jusko? Okay.
Jusko, yep. 1990. As old as I am. I got this.
Ooh,
that's a beautiful cover.
Yeah.
But it's that gold key label,
gold
like
key,
that Mars Patrol that I like, and the one of the other GI comics. Wow. Look at this freaking painting, dude. Tell me that is not gorgeous.
That's like illustration at its finest, my friend.
That is. This was intended for children.
How many fingers does he have, Mikey?
The right amount.
He has 10 total phalanges.
Man, well, I'm out.
Is there... Lone Ranger, huh?
Oh, so cool.
Yeah,
I
dude,
saw that. I was
that's
like,
a straight up
$4.
painting right there,
That's
man.
coming home with me. And then I found this real ratty, but Strange Tales 138.
Oh wow, Nick Fury, look at that.
But
Wonder
Nick
if
Fury's
yeah, I was saying I don't know
Yeah.
if Tim, I don't know if this
Damn.
Val's watching this right
Three,
now, but
three to the
damn,
chest.
Look at this. Look at these.
that's Strange
I
up
don't.
there in the upper left with him.
Yeah, probably. Yeah, it's in rough shape, but I was like, oh, that's cool for $4. You know, why not?
Sometimes
Yeah.
the good guys lose.
Yeah.
Not in the 80s,
Yeah.
they didn't.
No, the good guys always win.
Hell yeah.
And then I got some TPB. So I got this one because she was like, oh, this discount stacked. So if you want to go grab another one, I was like, all right, let me flip
That's how
through
they
real
get
quick.
you.
And I was like, yeah, okay, all right. I was already gonna buy some, so I might as well get one for free. So I grabbed this one. Thought that was kind of cool. Search for Sorcerer Supreme. You know, magic's on it, so it's got to be good, right?
Done.
And then I got Volume 1 and Volume 2 of the Sinestro Wars.
Ooh.
God, I need to get all those,
Jeff
man.
Johns run.
Jeff Johns, which you can't
Yeah.
really do Jeff Johns either.
Ethan Van Sciver. There's one of Ryan's favorites right there.
Yeah, it's good stuff. So I didn't have any of the Sinestro Core War stuff, so I was like, yep, let's go ahead and I'll get those. You know.
Headcanon wasn't Punisher magazine, just black and white reprints of Punisher comics. I don't remember. Actually,
I've never owned one before.
Let's open what? Open it up and find
let's
out.
find out
Let's find out.
live.
It's in nice shape.
Lambada, look, Lambada's Punisher style. It's so 90s.
Ooh, yeah.
Oh, look at that.
Danny
Go ahead on the
Ketch.
Yeah.
Yep. On the money.
Look at that.
So that's
By the way, him with that grenade launcher in his right hand, that thing, speaking of heavy.
Look how short it is. Like it's just the
Holy.
cylinder. That's just a multi-barreled flare gun with
Yeah.
40 millimeter grenades in it.
Lord, man.
I like that he's got a couple of size in his. What mission was he going for?
he's gonna.
Oh. I'm going to grab a grenade launcher. I'm going to grab these Chinese forks. I'm going to grab my...
He's got everything covered.
Yeah, that's pretty cool. You got microchip in there. That's pretty rad. I'm shocked at like how decent it is. Like it's
It looks so awesome black and white.
Yeah, I was going to say, George, I was like, some of those do. There's a great translation where as a young man, like, I don't want to read black and white comics, but then you read a black and white comic and sometimes like Sin City, it's like, oh man, this is really dope.
Yep.
Well, it
Like,
just
there's
carries
some
a different
mediums.
weight, right? Like it's like
Yeah.
watching a movie, like the way Schindler's List is shot. Like
Yeah.
it's very somber. It gives you a feeling, and then you see the little girl in the red coat, and you're like, whoa,
Yeah.
it hits different. That's pretty cool. So yeah, so that's my pickups.
That's
Wow.
my pickups. I got you, buddy. Hey, man.
What do you got? So
What do I have over here? I got a few things here. I'll go big. Well, I went big. Whoa! I made you big. Whoa! I got a few things. I saw this at GameStop, and I was like, I knew if I saw this in the wild.
Go on. Don't put it on me.
I knew if I saw this in the wild, I was like, I'm gonna get it because those colors just pop. I love that more blue there.
It's a good blue.
Is it a good blue? Hate you. And then Jerk got me because I went to my local comic book shop and they had like 5 rock and rolls. And then after he put this guy on Sprocket from Fraggle Rock, I'm like, well, now I gotta have classic rock and roll that I didn't know I needed.
For sure, obviously. Yo, Joe, Jerk, toy review. Ooh.
No, 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 no. See, that's what you should change it to for Batman versus Caddyshack.
Ooh, Bumblebee.
I've been getting these little scales. This is the worst Transformer ever. Fuck you, Bumblebee.
Ouch. Oh. Optimus Prime.
Yeah. See, George, I have a black Challenger, and I immediately put Decepticon stickers on it. And I've seen there's a guy that's driving around with a Bumblebee. He's got the Autobot logo on it, the whole 9 yards, and I keep trying to get him. We're always going different ways. I just want to roll that moment. I go, yeah, we are driving the worst Autobot ever. Yeah.
Is it a Camaro? Stupid.
It's a Camaro. Which, don't get me wrong, I don't see the Camaros like Matrix code. I see the Volkswagen. I see it. I know you are.
I think it looks like a dildo. The driver and the car.
Letties.
Could you say family for me, Batman?
Family.
That's uncanny. It's just like Vin, actually. That's weird. That's a great
taught me how to say it. There's only one way. Family.
This one was killing me. It's got a shaker hood like mine, but it's not wide body. Come on, Jada.
Throw it in the trash.
I'm not throwing that one.
Justice.
And then
69 Super B.
Yeah, man.
Beautiful.
Yeah. That's just I get
12 440 6-pack.
I'm an idiot. Now I've got this another. I think I shot. Now when he comes back, I'll tell Mikey about it. But I know I shot him a picture. I was like, I think I got another addiction problem. I'm just getting a few of those. Oh yeah, Mikey. I was showing off those cars.
Oh, your new addiction?
Man, it's killing me. It is absolutely killing me. Those and blockies.
Look now, I'm a little. I'm a little ashamed I haven't showed any of the comics I got because of
show them.
Pickup. But this is just one of the. I'm always buying comics. I literally just bought like a bunch of G.I. Joe, the current series, just to catch up. So that's, all new stuff. But this is something I picked up.
Ooh,
that's cool.
Now this is from like 2000. So it's a rough cut, right? It's from 2007. So what they did was they produced the pencils.
Oh, that's cool.
In comic form, and what's so cool is that you get to see the.
I don't remember seeing that in a comic book.
I don't remember this myself at all, but see, okay, so Alan Davis. If you're an Alan Davis fan, you're gonna love this. Now, Alan Davis had an awesome run back in the '80s for the Excalibur. He launched Excalibur and drew a bunch of Excalibur issues. And that's where I know him from. Beautiful art, very dynamic artist, incredible.
Oh, speaking of dynamic, by the way, Jojo Jerk got you, Whitey Ford Zakainen, and then I believe he was bad man. No,
but yeah, that's like my little throwing the comic stuff. So
that's cool. Is that current? Is that out now, George?
The end. You know what? You can get this on eBay. Couple bucks. I really didn't pay much for it. But the coolest part about it is, again, if you'd like to see like pencils, they produced it off of the.
So cool.
There is a full ink and colored version of it, but this is a full comic, all pencils. Alan Davis, incredible artist. So.
Then Dale Eaglesham? Am I saying that right? Eaglesome. That's cool. Yeah, after we started our little group chat, like, all right, I'm gonna go out, check out my G.I. Joe Marvel stuff. And guess what? My shop had one issue that I didn't have already. Cover wasn't good, but I was excited to get an issue I didn't have. I mean, I've got patches, throughout my collection. It's like, oh, well, hell, cool. I'll snag this up. But you have everything that I wanted to cover. Now, spoiler alert. So I stopped at 155. Like Mikey and I were doing, deep diving. I'm like, okay, what? So 155.5 was a free comic book day deal. Like, oh, well, shit. And that was at 2008, Mikey, or something like that?
Something like that, yeah.
So I was like, because I was like, what's the timeline here? Because that's 155 was the final issue. So that's where I stopped.
Oh, okay.
Now, recently, I started getting into the Energon shared universe stuff. George, are you reading that at all from Skybound?
I'm buying it. Haven't read any of them, but I'm buying them because I'm an addict. But I am reading the current G.I. Joe Real American Hero. I'm sorry. I don't know if I'm answering the question right. So the shared energy, shared
universe, the Energon, Skybound, the shared universe.
Okay, so yeah, I'm reading those, but they did release a separate G.I. Joe issue, which is separate from the Real American Hero.
I have not read that.
Okay,
because we're up to like issue 4 or 5, maybe.
Right. Yeah, it's somewhat new. So yeah, that one I have read, but I have been reading the Energon universe. The Transformers, I read the first 3 issues. I'm kind of buying them, but I haven't read them. But the G.I. Joe, I'm almost up to date. I just bought like the last 5 that I needed.
Yeah.
So I'm catching up on those. So like, let's say I think I'm like at 310 or something like that.
And I started snagging him because of covers. So I've got like, I think I was showing Mikey, I got like 315 and like 311 or something just because of the covers. Right. So I'm like, well, I went to the shop. I was like, oh, you know what? I'll start, getting past 155. I'll start doing that. Nope.
Well,
they didn't have any. They didn't have one issue.
Okay, you know what? If you want to get something fun, try to get the Image G.I. Joe stuff from back in the early 2000s.
Oh yeah, because that's what I was doing with Mikey. We were sitting there looking at it, and there was IDW, Image,
IDW, Image. Then you had Image from the 2000 and Devil's Due.
Devil's Due.
Devil's Due.
I think Mikey made a face when I said Devil's Due. He was like, Devil's Poo.
Yeah.
You weren't a fan of the Devil's Due, right, Mikey?
No, it's okay.
It's okay. Like, what was the one you were like, ugh?
I don't remember.
He likes shitting on things randomly. I don't know.
And
that's true.
And there's a really short collection from Dreamwave, which they did a G.I. Joe Transformer crossover. That one and Jay Lee did the art. If you know.
I saw some covers of that. And I'm like, who did a cover of that?
And it's a G.I. Joe Transformers crossover during World War II.
Oh, I don't think I realized that when I was taking a look at that.
So then you see Starscream as the World War II.
Oh man, like a B-17 bomber, but if it was like a World War II, what the hell would that have been?
The Tiger planes, what do they call them? Just the with 2 propellers.
Man, I don't know what that would have been on a 2 propeller.
Like a P-47, the original Lightning.
Yeah, one of those. So Starscream is that one.
That makes a lot of sense. That's a bad motherfucker.
Yeah,
there's a reason like a Corsair or something.
There's a reason the A-10 is Thunderbolt 2. There's only 2 planes that have been badass enough to carry that mantle.
but getting those J. Scott Campbell covers is worth the price. Yep.
Oh yeah, I love J. Scott Campbell and Gen 13.
So awesome.
Yeah, I like some of the Image stuff.
There it is.
Yeah.
There
I think that's dope. It was
J. Scott
Extreme,
Campbell.
I made the face.
G.I. Joe Extreme.
Extreme.
You do kind of have to say it like that.
You do.
Now I'll say this. This it came from the collection. I'll show you this. This is when I started collecting comic books. This is one of the first 2 comic books I ever bought.
Oh, look at that.
So yeah, 11 for me. When I saw the commercial, because again, brainwashing, it's awesome. I mean, they did a great job. Once I saw this, I saw it linked to the cartoon, the toy, the comic. I was like, I've got to go out there, and I was like, hey,
and that's a newsstand edition. So you got that at a newsstand, right?
Oh yeah. This was at it was a Town and Country at the time, little local convenience store, and then from there I bought Hulk. I forget which issue it is. Like 281 or something like that. I got that stashed somewhere. But yeah, I got that. And then that started me on the run of then I was at the grocery store with my folks. And I'm like, oh, can I look at the magazine rack? And then I get Green Lantern. Yeah, the spinner racks, man. I got like Green Lantern. I got into Green Lantern Corps. And I was kind of introduced, I was like, oh, this is the Green Lantern. That's Hal Jordan from Super Friends. And
Right.
man, the Green Lantern Corps comic at the time was all Necron. I forget which one. It was this epic tale. And then I was like, wait, there's a whole Army Corps of Green Lanterns. Oh man. Yeah. Then I was lost in the comics right there. George, I think we talked like, I think I stopped like mid 2000s, I think like early 2000s, I think is when I stopped.
Yep.
But now getting pulled back in.
Yeah. Yep.
So that's kind of like, that's my, it came from the collection part of the show and tell. Mikey, did you have anything?
No, I did everything all at once.
Did everything. And then George did everything. We're ready for the meat then?
Serve it up.
Let's do it. Like, see if we get dinged this week. Now I spent all the time on it.
Ding.
Yeah. Let's hear it, chat.
It's be tough. Yeah, chat. You'll be able to, tell us your covers. You can't show them off, right? And this is not the story, right? This is just we're going off covers. That said, I understand that some of my picks are biased. It's because of the story. I get it. And but the cover is iconic to me because of the story that's inside of it. Like, oh man, that cover tells like what happened there.
I think that's what makes it fun, because your pick doesn't have to be like, again, a competition of what's the best art. It could be based on your personal biography. You're gonna have your own reasons why to choose it, and I think that's what makes this why I got excited about it, because I have my selections for certain reasons as well.
Oh, for sure.
Yeah, chat, we made an audible because that night Mikey and I are kind of doing a lot of research and kind of talking about things. We're like, what's your number one? Crap. Okay, well, that's on my list. What's your number two? Okay, crap. That's on my. Okay, hang on. Because we're doing Marvel, we didn't extend it out because I think the other covers, which would be hard for me to get, apparently, I'm going to have to go do some digging on eBay. That's why I wanted to keep it to Marvel, or why we wanted to, because I think all the other ones could be a show of their own, honestly, as far as covers.
Yeah.
Go. Yeah. So we want to do that. Again, it kind of fits the vintage, right, as far as that goes, for the upcoming DFW show, Joe Fest. Yeah. George, you're not doing Joe Fest, correct?
No, not
okay.
Unfortunately, no. Maybe next year. Maybe next year. I know I would love to be there, and we'll see how that works out. Just June is always so packed, and I had to, I really wanted to try do the Dallas Fan Expo, and those folks were really kind to me. They actually had me as a guest at Philly, so it was kind of like, I was being reciprocal to Fan Expo with it. They had me as a guest out in Philly, so I just might as well do a show Texas that I've heard about. So.
Business is business. Yeah. Also, Robert heading to bed.
Good night,
Robert, thanks for popping in, brother. That man's been you've been busy lately. And then Jerk talking about John Royal is a J. Scott Campbell clone, but he's a better dynamic artist than Campbell.
Ooh,
so I don't know who John Royal is.
Clone, but he's a better than Campbell. I love John Royal, and I'm friends with him on Facebook, which I don't know if that's real or not. No, but he's liked my stuff, and I'm I'm such a fan when like somebody like that likes my stuff. I'm like, wow, I'm so flattered you like my stuff.
Yeah.
But yeah, cool guy. But I don't know. I can't argue against that. I mean, he's very much close to that Campbell style. But as far as dynamics, yeah, he does do. I would even say he draws more backgrounds and more vehicles he draws them better than the Scott Campbell. I mean, Scott Campbell could do anything, but
Yeah.
they
Yeah. Royal's setting and dynamic, the posing and everything is really good. He's not one of my favorites as far as the bodies themselves, but his setup, his posing is amazing. It's fantastic.
Yep. So for this thing,
Oh, he's a G.I. Joe cover artist for IDW. Okay.
Yep, and actually, he's doing. I think he's already done some whatchamacallit, some variants for Image, some retailer.
Oh man, you want to talk about variants? By the way, that Skybound. Oh my god. I know I don't have to get variants, but I mean when it's cool.
Yeah.
They've been putting out a lot of cool variants. I was like,
Yeah.
I gotta get that one.
And you see, now the cool thing about the you see, as an artist, you know I gotta be for it, right? Because as an artist, all artists are like, hey, that's more chances of other artists getting to do a. You know what? Maybe I should get into this. That way, I don't think people get to hear this argument as often.
Sure.
As artists, we're for it because that gives us more of a chance to get on the book cover. So if they have more opportunities, then that's great for us. Now for fans, I think it's a plus, is because you get to have that artist that you like, and you know how back in the day you'd be like, oh, I'd love to see this artist do the cover for this comic here, but he doesn't do that, so I'll never see it.
Yeah.
It's very possible that you will see it nowadays because of variant covers. So that's another plus. And also, the problem was that back in the day, in our era, and then let's say in the 90s or whatever, the variants and stuff like that weren't really true collectibles because they were printing 100,000 copies of it.
Yeah.
How is that a collectible? While nowadays you are getting, maybe 1,500 copy print. That's not high at all. So I'm just saying that in however you want to argue it, it truly is a collectible because it is a small print.
Yeah. No, I agree with that. I mean, yeah, the 90s books that, like, oh, hey, it's exciting number one. That there's 1 billion copies of Youngblood. Cool. All right.
Yeah. I mean,
not that I didn't give a shit about that, honestly, at the time. Like, I just wanted to read the comic books. I don't care how many print of them. But yeah, the collector side of it, though, you're like, well, I kept this for 30 some odd years. How much is it worth? Nothing. Cover price. Good job.
Yeah. It's not worth anything because it's not Fantastic Four #1. It's New Mutants #1. It's
right.
Doesn't matter.
It's funny. George talked about it like when you saw, like this right here. What kills me is when there's a comic book that goes up in price because there was only so many of the newsstands versus the direct editions, and then finding one that's not dirty, filthy, that was actually in good shape, right? Where I'm like, why is this comic worth that much money? I mean, I know that one. It's not worth, because it's a newsstand edition. The rarity of it, the shape of it.
And if it's graded high, if it's even graded high, even more, because again, newsstand, it gets beat up, it gets abused.
Yeah.
But then it also gets a high grade. It's like, top tier collectible. And I don't even as I collect my comics, I follow my artists, and nice,
Tristan.
I don't throw you off because I'll always pop that up, Jordan.
No problem. You know what? I'm so used to like running my own streams and stuff. I stopped.
Oh, so you're.
So I'm not used to being amongst such professionals that are actually running the show.
Wow.
Oh my god.
All right, listen. We'll take it. I appreciate that.
It's getting deep in here. That's
golly. But yeah, Alex Sanchez, by the way, is really fun. I don't know if you know Alex Sanchez or not, but I had to meet him on 3POA and stream with him. He is a lot of fun. He is a very interesting person that's really engaging to talk to about that. I need to talk to him more about comics. That damn laser pants keeps getting me in the way of having a good conversation.
Damn it, Ryan.
But then Asuka Can't wait to see George's art at DFW and get a print signed by all the homies.
Oh, awesome.
Very
Awesome.
excited about going
Oh,
down.
well,
And again, he was
hopefully-
one of the guys that had that, that Snake Eyes black and white,
Snake
like
Eyes,
Shay. And I'm like,
Thank you, guys. Thank you. Hopefully, well, I'll now I'm getting nervous. Hopefully, I do a nice coloring job for you guys.
And there was something like we talked about it with the black and white, like that piece you did just spoke to me. I was like, man, I just love that, the black and white. I mean, I love color, but there's some things where I'm like, black and white, that right there.
Yeah, I appreciate it. And that was official promotional art for the Snake Eyes movie.
Oof.
Which, please don't blame me for the movie, guys.
I mean, you don't know, right? Because you were doing the artwork before the movie came out, right?
But yeah, I got, you know what? They sent me like photos of like, oh, we're gonna send you files to look at to
Inspiration,
do your image
design.
And I'm looking through it and I'm like, oh my god, I could see all of this on Google. Like they didn't send me anything different. I'm supposed to be like working on this, and I literally watched the trailer and then saw what images were out there. They sent me the same things. Like I saw nothing more than anyone else.
Yeah.
to do this, promotional image for the movie. So whatever, man. I watched the trailer a bunch of times, took some freeze frames because I really wanted to get into the design of it. Obviously,
yeah.
My thinking was Snake Eyes movie. It's all about this new Snake Eyes suit design. So I put it front and center. If the composition is mostly all there.
Yeah.
And I focused on that, and I had to watch the trailer a bunch of times and take freeze shot screenshots of close-ups of the outfit so I could get it as deep.
And you're like, man, I can't wait to draw this without his mask on. God bless them. Helmet. Oh my God, that movie makes me so angry. It just makes me angry. I really like Snake Eyes. I'm a Mark. That's my favorite. That's my favorite Joe. Done. Hands down.
That's Snake Eyes on the shirt?
Sure.
Oh, I thought it was the Palatoy Stalker.
No. I don't know what that is. Stop making shit up. What is that? What are you talking about?
Snake Eyes with a gray face.
So a question with the top 10 we're doing here. Are we gonna do all our number? We're gonna do, I guess, a round robin of everyone's 10, everyone's number 9. Is that the way it works?
Honestly, and the way I think it's going to work is as we're going to show them off. I think if we have duplicates, we just talk about the duplicate. Like I'll just reach into my stat and go, "Yep."
Okay.
And do it that way. What do you think, Mikey? How do you want to do it?
Yeah, I think that's fine. I mean,
George, let's lead this off because you might start the domino effect of what's about to happen here. What do you have? And like my 10 is roughly in order. So
right. Well, I did certain things too, because I also have like one of my numbers is actually 2, but I have a really good reason to why I'm using 2.
Front and back.
So, not front and back, but almost 2 back-to-back-ish. But you know what?
Okay,
we'll see when I get there. So I think I'm kind of bending the rules a little bit, but okay. So my number 10, based on a cover I was just mesmerized by. I've always liked it, and I think it was, So number 18.
Let's bring it up here. What I liked about that cover is Destro really looked like the toy for me.
Yeah. Yep. I mean, this thing's old, but like I think mainly because it was like hanging at the comic shop I was going to.
Yeah.
And I was already way up there numbers wise when I was going to a comic shop. So this was like they had it like I guess in the top the first 20 issues or whatever. And I remember staring at it and liking the text so much. So mainly because of Destro looking so like accurate.
Yeah.
And then like this tech back here, and then on top of that you have the story going on. That you have these figures here, then you have something going in the window also, on their screen. So it's almost like a composition on top of another composition. So that's it. So that's my number 18, and cover artist. What is it? Mike Vosberg, pencils and inks on this cover, and he did a few, maybe the first 20 issues, he did a lot of the interiors and covers. Just so you guys know, Mike Vosberg, not a name known a lot with the GI Joe stuff.
Which, like I said, and I'm going to learn because again, I'm bad with those names. I know more than I thought I did when I remember them, but it's always the big ones, like during my time. You know, Chimley, John Byrne, right? Jay Lee, Bisley, all the ones I listed out. Right. But yeah, getting into the weeds of stuff, I'm like, I have no idea. And then like the artist versus the inker, penciler.
Yeah.
Right. I'm gonna get most likely mention minutia nobody cares about, but again, I'm gonna nerd out, guys, and I apologize ahead of time.
There's no reason to apologize for that. This is where nerds are welcome, sir. Mikey, what you got? We go counterclockwise.
Okay.
Now 18 was on your list, right? That was not on mine.
It's not on mine. It's not on mine. So I've got a mix because I definitely do not have many physical copies. This is one I had when I was a kid, so I've got some screen sharing, and then I have some physical copies. So this one is
screen sharing has been weird when you already have a camera. Have you noticed that?
No.
Ooh, look at this.
Mine is. I think it might be Edge.
Here. Oh. Yep.
So number 50, Battle of Springfield. I always thought this one was cool, and I had this well before I moved to Springfield. So that wasn't why I thought it was cool, but I always loved this low 3/4 angle of a green Mauler, which I thought was cool because I always thought the Mauler was cool, even though I never had one.
Yeah.
But then it looked like Flint and Steeler. I don't remember. I'm sure it was Heavy Metal or Rampage, whatever they were calling him. But I always I loved that shot of looking at the rubble as this tank rolls. So it was very World War II.
Yeah.
Feeling, you know. So I always loved this one.
This one of the ones I saw at my comic book shop, by the way, Mikey.
Oh, really?
Yeah, they had like a few of like, I want to say they had like 3 of these.
Is that a Zach cover? I think it's Zach.
You know what? I don't remember. I don't know who did that one.
Maybe bottom left there by the Spider-Man.
Oh. What is going on here?
Oh God. Avert your eyes.
Yeah, I think that's what it's really blurry, but I do think it says Zach.
Yeah, I think it's Zach. Yeah, Zach and McLeod was his inker, so I think that's Zach McLeod. Yeah, it's Zach. You know what? Just looking at Flint, it looks you could tell it's a yep. Awesome.
I love when the artists get technical with stuff, like when they can actually draw a weapon, like you know, obviously it's hard to tell from here, but when you draw Flint, like that's a Mossberg 500 pump. Like that is exactly what that is. There's no doubt about it. Whereas when they kind of fudge it, you know, it's like this is a assault weapon that I think it looks like that's not how weapons work.
Trust says he's read the first 50 recently, thanks to the first volume of the compendium.
Compendium, yes, nice.
Zach, you might have to pick one of those up
here in Australia.
Pick up that 50 for me.
Yeah, I can. Yeah. That's funny. I do. I want to say that was the one I saw like maybe 3 of. There's a few they had like just several copies of that. I'm like, why is there several of this one for whatever reason?
Yeah. I don't remember at what point I got rid of. I had like a small pile of comic books that I'd had since I was a kid. You know, it was this one, Special Missions #1, like ones that I went to GI Joe conventions and picked them up when they were like a quarter. You know, they weren't worth anything. But I was a kid, so everything I bought was based off of a cover. Like
yeah.
You know, it was a long box full of GI Joe. I'm just gonna pick the covers that I think were cool, and this was one of them. I've always thought it was good.
Well, that's what I mean. That's what I'm doing now as I've gone back to, you know, getting comics. I mean, it's always that cover that snags you. I mean, by the way, novels were no different. I mean, Michael Whelan was a cover artist for a lot of novels.
Oh my God. I wanted to be the next Mike when I was in college.
Yeah.
Administration. I wanted to be the next Michael Whelan.
Oh my God, his artwork, like Elric for me is how Michael Whelan drew him. I mean, it was dumb. And his HP Lovecraft covers that he did were nuts.
Then you like He must like what's his name? Brahm from he did a lot of fantasy art.
Rom? Oh no! Oh,
Gerald
I heard.
Brahm.
I literally from Marvel Comics, and I just saw in my closet. I saw Rom the Space Knight. I wasn't thinking Brahm.
Space cakes.
No, like both. One of the reasons I married my wife was first we had Boris
She's a lady.
Vallejo, and she's a lady. I love my wife. Bingo card. But we started talking about artists right away because there's a whole story about how my buddy tried to sabotage us with a Homer Simpson thing of me saying, please do not run up to these girls. You cannot say anything about us playing D&D and Shadowrun or anything, right? That cannot be the icebreaker, okay? That's the first thing that came out of his mouth. First thing. We play D&D. Oh my God. What's that? I'm like, well, okay, now we're engaged. We're in combat, not engaged.
Foot's in the door. Foot's in the door.
But now we're committed. Like, it's a role playing outcome. So then I had switched it. I was like, there's a lot of art that I really like Boris Vallejo. And then she liked Boris Vallejo, Julie Bell.
Yeah, awesome.
So when we moved in finally together years later, after I tricked her after 12 years, got her, long game. One of the things that we had copies of, George, was Brahm, his collection. We had the exact same Brahm book. His collection, yeah. Oh man, like his vampire, the Masquerade, the Civil War undead vampire.
Yes.
That cover was stupid good.
His Dark Sun art is my favorite art from
Dark Sun, D&D.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep. Well, yeah. Some your book, that fact, yeah. Mike Zach doing the armory stuff, yeah.
Oh yeah, with headcanon.
You mentioned the Zach Punisher, yep. Super accurate, yeah. Zach can draw anything, yeah. I
think it was one of my posters that I had, and they're like, "Hey, that's Zach." I'm like, "What are you talking about? Are you calling me names? It's Zach. Zakainen. Zakainen. People misspell all the time. No, you're Punisher. I'm not Punisher. Anyway. All right, so that was me. So again, we've had no copies yet. I'm gonna lead off with this one right off the bat. I'm not gonna use my second camera. I'm sure big.
Yeah.
So this is where I stopped.
Okay.
Right. For me, this is issue 155.
Uh-huh.
And I'm not even gonna say the art is amazing on this, but again, for me, this is the last issue. So for me, them folding the flag off, that what they were conveying for the final issue for me, they really evoked it. Like that, I thought they nailed it. Like, okay, Shipwreck. I don't know what HGH this man is on right over here.
He's on everything.
But he is like, oh my God, dude! He shot up all the Trin Bologna sandwiches. Like he was on.
Well, who's on the other side? Who's under the stripe?
He's getting shipments from Mexico weekly.
I don't know who that is.
Is that fucking Brazil Missions Leatherneck? It looks
Yeah,
like he's 9 feet tall. It looks like fucking Colossus.
I think so.
Oh, I think it's Mutt.
No way.
Maybe.
I don't know. I don't understand the color, but
Snake Eyes looks like he's like Black Noir from The Boys.
Yeah.
Scarlet looks like she's like Phoenix.
Yeah, that's when they switched her to when she was like Ninja Force, right?
yeah.
And then Snake Eyes, they gave him those funky boots.
Oh my God, yeah. What I hate, I know they can't help it. Like when you can speak to this, George. Like they're like, oh, we're gonna put this right over here on top of your little dude here,
right there. No, but yeah, I feel you on that one because in the end, like however you look at the art and let's say criticize it, the impact of the composition is so you feel it. You're like, ooh, and knowing it's the last issue, they're folding up the flag.
Yep.
And then what it all means, but yeah, nice choice.
That's what it is. The art, not good.
No,
if you nitpick it.
When I see that one, I always focus on the floor. It drives me crazy.
Oh, on the floor? Is your eyes go to the floor versus the flag?
Yep.
Interesting.
The floor because the panel lines do not make any sense.
The panel lines,
and it throws it out. It looks like you have floating
highlighting.
figures.
How you're like the highlight
doesn't
goes
make
right
any
there.
sense. Like where's the flag
for
shadow?
Me, it's the
light's
flag
directly above. Like it drives me crazy.
There's a lot going on with that floor. So do we keep going?
Yeah. So you're number
up.
9.
I just want to make sure I don't stop the flow or whatever. So now
again, you have not watched the show, have you?
You know what? I did even like before I went to before I flew out to Texas, I was watching you guys that night because I was actually getting ready for my flight, which was like at 5 in the morning. Okay, so yeah, it is my.
Jeez, that is so crazy. Oh, wait, by the way,
Wild.
Louis Royo, my buddy loved Royo back in the day. All the trade collecting comics. There was another cover artist was Royo.
Oh yeah, okay.
But yeah, don't worry about the flow of this.
Okay.
We'll be all right.
Right. So my number 9, mainly because I just always liked this lineup. I liked what it looked like, and I was attracted to it. But
Oh yeah.
G.I. Joe.
I don't think I've got that issue. I think that's one of the holes I've got. That's a really good cover.
For me, it's just the bad. You have total badass Street one. I mean, if you're gonna have people holding guns on the cover, that's the way you want them holding the guns. And again, Mike, Zach.
This is horrible trigger discipline, by the way. My God, man.
Say again?
Everyone, it's horrible trigger discipline. Like everyone's got their finger on the trigger.
Oh,
My
yeah,
God, everybody's hot.
you know what's funny is I actually one of the covers I did for some of the art I did for Strike Force Alpha.
Yeah.
I had the character non-trigger safety.
Yeah.
And people commented on like, oh wow, I like the. I was worried that people were like, oh, because you're used to seeing fingers on triggers. I mean, I'm sorry, I've drawn
movies,
it a bunch of times.
and yeah, everybody has the worst trigger discipline.
Yeah, but then tonight I was like, you know what? I'm not gonna do it because I think I'm gonna have more military guys that will appreciate.
Jimmy Packer, right on.
Cheers.
Go sports.
Go sports. Sports ball.
Go sports.
That's
Lady J, by the way. Yeah, let's not forget George. Boobs.
Yeah, we got Lady J with it. But yep, so that's my number 9. And Zach, I'm going to be Zach heavy, so I'm gonna let you guys know ahead of time. I think by default, everyone's gonna have a couple Zach covers. It's just gonna happen.
No, we're going to trust. Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Spoiler alert. Yes.
Spoiler alert.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I remember when comics were 65 cents.
I remember.
75 is the lowest I remember.
And then Chris, wow, it was only 75 cents back in the day. Yeah.
Yeah.
Pepperidge Farms remembers.
Pepperidge Farms remembers.
What you got, Mikey? Number 9.
Number 9 is number 6.
Ooh.
I love the split on the chrome mask. I love it. G.I. Joe and then the October Guard. I think that is such a cool. The helmet looks weird to me because this is issue 6. This is before they really were sprinting. This was kind of running. This
just finding their way.
But I love it's like the face-off thing, right? Like it's that I always think of that iconic Fantastic Four cover where the Hulk is on one side and the Thing's on the other side, and they're like in a cave. But it's that face-off thing, like that wall's just separating them.
Yeah.
First appearance of October Guard is in this one. I just saw the notes of interest on there. That's cool. I like Mikey turned me on to this yojo.com as we were trying to find a website. Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's cool. I wish they had the artist though. I'm digging into that. Oh, I've got it further down here. Okay. Inks Jack Abel, plot and penciler Herb Trimpe.
Herb Trimpe, yep.
Colorist Christy Shield. Cover artist is blank on this. Interesting.
It probably wasn't anybody different. It was probably the same guy that drew the inside.
It looks like a Trimpe. If I had to guess, I think it's a Herb Trimpe cover.
Because it's very simple. It's not stylized so much.
Yeah.
Because he did a lot of the real early ones, right, George?
Yeah. Actually, he did.
He traded comics with Jesus.
He traded comics with Jesus.
Stop age shaming. Yes, exactly. Thank you. Hell, the Lady J and her boobs. Yes, 100%. I did. You know what though? I was never big in Lady J. I did not give a damn about her.
Scarlet is
Baroness.
Oh, okay. Okay. Everybody loves Baroness.
Baroness.
That makes sense.
Scarlet. Snake Eyes. Lady J.
Snake Eyes makes the list. Okay. Okay. we are diverse on this.
Pride Month.
No. No judgments, no judgments. There you
No,
go.
no judgment at all. So that's my number 9 right there.
That's a solid number 9, man. That's cool. I don't think I've got number 6 though. Yeah, I'm gonna have to keep my eye out for that one.
Yeah,
This one
6, and I think 7 is the one where it's Stalker back to back with Colonel Bregov.
Damn it! You
Full
want
cover-
me? You're
like,
making me
full
want to
cover
dig my
shoe.
comics out and find out if I don't think I have that one either. Man, I'll have to look. So for me, for my number 9,
Oh,
Yes.
I love this one.
That's
this one, it's
Michael-
actually similar, George, to the one you were showing off where with Lady J and everything, where they did this kind of orange, right? It's
yeah.
I'm gonna say negative space. I don't know, how would you describe that? I don't know
Yep.
what the proper term is
Yep.
there.
Negative space.
So
Negative space.
what I really like on this is like you could have made this busy with something else and everything would have been fine with the cover. But because of that negative space, a lot of blue, a lot of orange, just saying. But it really just draws you just like and makes your focus Clutch, Roadblock, and Hooded Cobra Commander, which again, as a child, that does nothing. That looks nothing like an organization that's super racist, by the way. Jeez. Yeah, let me start on this. But yeah, I loved the art on here. Also, Uzi is one of my favorite guns because of the Punisher and because
Uzi.
Snake Eyes.
Snake Eyes,
And
Uzis.
Clutch is awesome.
Yep.
And Clutch for me, I'm gonna say we need to rank our GI Joes. I mean, obviously Snake Eyes number 1 for me, but Clutch I think is in my top 5.
Clutch might be in my. I've always loved Clutch.
I
love
do,
him.
I
I love his
love-
character, like the slick back hair. The whole thing. He's just
Love Clutch.
my-
I don't know who did the artwork. I don't know who did the cover art for that
the
one.
thing I love about that art is that it's not typical comic book art. There's like fading to it. Like there's a gradient to the colors. And
Yeah.
it makes it feel more real. Like it's
that cover is
Michael Golden.
Michael Golden, and he's also known to do his own colors. Also, he's one of the few doing his own colors. And he was
This one that says the colors were George Roussos, but that doesn't mean he did the cover. It just probably meant he did the
colors, the interior colors.
interior colors.
Because if he did, he was doing airbrush. He was experimenting with airbrush and stuff.
Oh, interesting.
Okay.
Really?
So he was doing So he's doing all kinds of tricks because he actually does. He also did a cover you all may know would be the yearbook number 1 issue.
Yearbook number 1.
How you get that same effect? That's also Michael Golden.
Interesting.
And that issue number.
Because you can see in his background, by the way, over
Oh,
here.
yeah, he's looking at it.
By the way.
right there. One of my 3 issues. One of my 3 versions of it.
So that issue number 6, Mike Vosberg is the cover artist. Issue number 6. Mike Vosberg did it, and Mike Vosberg did the issue. That was my number 10. Interesting.
They're like, come on, Trimpy is legendary. Okay.
Now you know.
You know what? You'll know Trimpy because he also did the famous Hulk cover. Hulk Wolverine, the first appearance of Wolverine, Hulk number 181.
Oh yeah.
With Wolverine.
I hated Wolverine, by the way.
You hated Wolverine?
That design of Wolverine.
Oh, okay,
when I was like, oh man, Wolverine, my God, this guy's bad. Probably John Byrne. I can't remember who I was reading at the time who was doing the artwork. I was like, man, this is great. First appearance of Wolverine. What is this?
With the whiskers.
The whiskers, little short ears, the black.
Like, He wasn't there yet.
What is happening here?
He wasn't there yet.
Nope.
No, he
I
was.
think it was John Byrne that hated the design, and he was like, "Well, what do you got instead?" And he was like, "How about this?" And they're like, "Okay."
Yeah. How about anything other than what you did? How about that? But there's so many. It was almost like a harken back to like Silver Age comics with what they did with his suit. It was just crazy to me. All right, so George, number 8. What you got?
Number 8. I think this needs no introduction.
Boom. Okay. Well, here's our first one. Silent Interlude.
Right. This is the Silent Interlude, and this is the one I bought as a kid. It is beat to
Oh,
shit.
that's awesome.
It is beat to shit. It is like, look at the edges. It is wrecked. The cover was falling off. I stapled it myself. I put 3 staples in it this way. What an asshole kid.
Oh, George, I was just about to say, I think Mikey beat you on this cover, but now that you stapled your own back together.
Yeah, I stapled this because it was falling. Look at that. Oh,
Mine's missing a big chunk out of it, and it's got some wear, but it still has most of the color. Like it's still
that is
George,
good.
I think he won that one. Oh, look, he
He
brought
does,
it out.
yeah,
Look
that
at
is-
that.
I win for the most ratchet cover. I got the most ratchet cover.
But it's your childhood piece. Like,
Yeah,
that's
it
what
is my
makes
childhood
that
cover.
so cool.
So I even put the staples this way to here,
Savage.
here, and here to just hold it together.
Jeez. So yeah, our crossover, of course, this is mine.
Woo!
Yeah, again, newsstand
Oh, there it
on
is.
this one.
Uh-huh.
But yeah, I mean, I was telling Mikey this already, but I did the artwork of this. I mean, I put my paper, trace it. I've not only that, but I read this, I don't know how many times. Like, I just was so good. And then now I'm gonna mess this up, but the history of it is they had dialogue, but there was a screw up, something happened, and that's why it ended up being silent interlude. Like, they put it out, but they didn't have the dialogue for all the word balloons.
You know, I have to say, I haven't heard that.
See, I thought it was
heard.
an ink issue.
Is that what it was? There was some issue, and they were like, "Crap, what do we do?" And like, "Well, we're gonna put it out."
No, I don't. You know what? I know. Larry Hama actually like laid out the cover. He also did the layouts for the interior also. So like he's not even on there as an artist.
Oh, written and drawn by Larry Hama. Yeah. Is it Hama or Hama? I'm gonna mess up Larry's name.
You know what? I say Hama, but I'm not.
I'll put my draw on it. Yeah, Larry Hama.
Now, I also have the hardback.
Oh, look at this! I haven't seen that.
Oh, to Mikey, Larry. Oh,
Mikey flexing over there.
That's his flex.
That's a really fucking cool cover, dude.
Awesome.
Holy!
I mean, it's
from side by side.
Yep.
Just the recolor and everything.
That is good.
Yeah, that's cool. That's cool. I usually I'm let down by recolors usually because it's kind of like they take, but that
it loses its luster, right? Like it takes some of the flavor out. I think.
But you can't say Donna tends to multiple versions of the story.
There you go. But
I knew there was a reason I liked him.
Yeah. That's my number 8. So Ed. So interesting enough, the cover credit does go to Ed Hamilton, and Klaus Janson did the inks on that one. Now,
cover artist Larry Hama and Klaus Janson.
Yeah. So now, Klaus Janson
finishes by Steve Lealoa. Probably the interiors.
Finishes. So he inked it basically. So usually when you hear about finishers, they're the ones. That means the penciler drew it so loose that the inker basically filled
it. Okay.
Almost like not sketch because these guys are skilled, but it's like a skilled sketch that that gives you a lot of information. But as an inker, you're gonna come in and you know what he's indicating to you, and you're gonna finish it.
Yeah.
I'm gonna let him slide it because he wrote a childhood. That's right. And wrote the coolest file cards.
He did write the best file cards.
Huh?
Yeah, all the stories that you hear about that.
So good.
All right, so yeah, that one was a number 8 for us. Well, then, so now do we do this, Mikey? Do we just let George go again? Because we just basically did like I don't know, like Go Fish. We're like, oh crap! All right, here's my card. All right, you got that one.
Let's sub one in.
You just want to do it that sub one in?
Let's just sub one in. You cool with that?
Well, you're up. Sub one in.
All right.
Sub it up.
Issue 102. Another October card.
One?
Oh.
Yeah,
I love this one because this introduces 2 new members to the October Guard. So you've got Misha there in the back, the Chinese member of the October Guard.
Mm-hmm.
And then this one is Lieutenant Gorky, who's a Russian naval officer, into the mix. And then you still have Stormovic, and then a different version of Dana.
Dragonsky, right?
Yeah, that's Dragonsky's.
Oh.
That's this guy.
Just saying. Just saying.
Super cool. Super
Just,
cool.
if you need reference, that's what that one is.
Is that going to be available at Joe Fest and DFW? Maybe.
It might be. It'll probably be available at DFW because this is displaying the kit that Dad made. So
Yeah.
I don't want to sell it.
Oh, yeah.
But it'll be with me, yeah, for sure. So yeah, as a cover, that's really awesome.
Guess what? Negative space,
again,
lots of oranges again, and you've got that hammer and sickle in the background, real subtle.
It's super high contrast.
Yeah.
And it's 4 action poses. Like that's cool. That's a good cover in my book.
Yeah, Jeff Butler talking about it right there. Heck yeah.
Yep. Now, when I did in 2019, when I went to Joe Fest, I entered into the custom contest, and I had the entire October Guard, and I made a stand for them, and the back of it was a red flag with the yellow hammer and sickle. And this is where that idea came from. Was this comic cover, because that's the backdrop for the October Guard.
That's cool, Mikey. Go and you get that inspiration. You're like, oh, it'd be really cool.
Yeah. So that's mine.
Nice.
Now, who did the cover on that one?
Yeah, that one's hard.
I don't even see they don't have anything listed on the YoJo website at all.
I mean, looking at it, it might be one of our. Let's see. What issue was that again?
Oh no, here we go. They did it
102?
weird. Cover artist was Ron Wagner.
Oh, Ron Wagner. Okay, Ron
102
Wagner
was
awesome.
Ron Wagner. I didn't realize he was doing them that early.
Yeah, and like he's done awesome Punisher work. Like some of the awesome issues Ron Wagner's worked on.
Ron does very good work. I
Please.
just didn't realize he was doing G.I. Joe at this time. Like, this is 1990. I thought he started way later doing G.I. Joe.
No, he was.
He's great. I've gotten to talk to Ron a couple of times.
Really?
He does some of the exclusive arts for Assembly Required in Des Moines. So a couple of years ago, the whole thing was Steel Brigade. So he did, like a full printout of like Steel Brigade art. It was really cool, and they did a live where he was drawing it, and he was just like talking to the camera. It was really cool.
Oh wow!
Yeah.
Oh, and then Ed Cannon's saying Wagner worked with Hama on Nth Man.
Okay, yep.
That's a blast from the past right there, Nth Man. Man, Mike with the substitution here. Let's see.
Okay,
Go ahead.
Another legend who's killing it right now in the game. Lee Weeks did that cover.
Lee Weeks.
He's man, right now, literally right now he's doing stuff for Marvel. I mean, he's an older gentleman, but he's a lot of stuff. He actually has done a few covers, probably like in the 90s, early 90s. Lee Weeks is what he starts being more prominent on these covers. He's done Batman. He's worked on everything.
I'll probably know him once I see more of his art.
The name sounds familiar, but I don't.
I'm gonna see if I could find anything. Man, I mean, I love his work. I mean, he's an amazing artist. He's like a very artsy artist. Like everything he does is very like. Look at that.
Dramatic kind of.
Yeah, and also has like the tips of hat to like the old illustrators. Well drawn figures.
Okay, I got a substitution. I got a few substitute. I probably should have grabbed more substitutions, but
you got some subs.
Get some subs here. I'm gonna sub in this one for my number 8. So I knock over my.
Yeah.
Ooh, yeah, that's a good one.
And again, we're still back to, man, I would assume so. If you want to look that up, Mikey, was it 54? Yeah, 54 on YoJo. See if that shows that up. Again, poor trigger discipline, but that's because he's in the air and he should be shooting back. So I'll forgive him
combat.
Yeah, right, he's active. He's hot. He's hot, Mikey.
And the thing is, you feel the sway.
What is this?
It's a fire bat.
Is that okay? I don't think I ever had a fire bat
It's
because I was like,
blue. The fire bat is red, but that is definitely a fire bat.
Yeah,
oh, okay. I mean, even
See,
then,
it's even coming from the center of the Terradrome. Yeah.
yeah, that I get because Terradrome. But yeah, everything you got. What a conquest that's on fire, right? That he parachuted out of there.
No flight gear.
I have that on my list farther up. So should I? What do I do?
When you get just
you're gonna sub something out. Apparently,
okay.
You're gonna sub something out. Yeah,
you need to shift your list up and sub in one now. That's
There's gonna be a point we're gonna have a lot more crossovers. So, but yeah, I did that.
Towards the top, there's gonna be crossovers.
Yeah, for sure. And then I don't think we can sub in at that point. We'll be good.
No, because that's our tops. Like
that's our tops.
Move on.
Yeah, when we hit 5, I think we call it good. Maybe even 6. We'll see. But yeah, it was just a cool one. I put some off to the side, or I was like, man, that's cool. And again, I'm not the biggest Flint guy. He's even from Wichita, Kansas. I just was never sucked into that character or Duke. Man, it was clutch. It was rock and roll. It's Stalker.
I always loved
Snake Eyes,
but that's probably heavily influenced by my father.
Yeah,
I'm a big
Flint that file card is so good.
Yeah,
like they're breaking him out, and he's got that little fucking half-cocked grin. You guys ready to go home or whatever? Like, what a badass!
Was he a former warden?
He's a warrant officer.
Warrant officer.
And he's a helicopter pilot. He's all kinds of crazy shit.
Yeah, like the Where's Waldo background.
I like the Where's Waldo background. Yeah.
54 had a tie-in commercial. Oh, did it? For the Terradrome? That's what I did. That was great marketing. I mean, the team actually talked amongst each other. I mean, good Lord.
You know what? And
it was Mike Zeck on the cover.
It was Zeck.
Yeah. It was Mike Zeck, and that one also inked by Mike Zeck. So that's pencils and inks by Mike Zeck. I know that because I looked it up since it's on my list.
That's cool.
So pencils and inks by Mike Zeck, and there's always something I like to bring up to people when especially the younger folks when they talk about those cartoons were huge commercials, for the toys.
Yeah.
And then hey, I get it. Yes, I would do that. That's a great broad stroke. That's what I say. I was like, you know what? I'm not arguing with it. It's a great broad stroke. But the thing is, you develop a toy line, then get a comic book made, then get a cartoon made, and then you hope to God that you're going to sell enough to make money. I mean, it happened, right? But like, do you understand the level of commitment in all those different areas?
Communication, like each department had to talk to each other, going, producing, marketing. I was like, okay, hey, we're going to do this. We want to link it up.
And
we got to talk to the whole cartoon people.
And they all did it for the first time. Mm-hmm. They all did it for the first time. It's not like nobody had a blueprint of this. It's just like, oh, this is how you do it to be successful. They were they were paving the road back then.
Trendsetters,
They were paving the road. Everyone had their job. Bob Budiansky, who wrote so much Transformer stuff, did artwork and everything, and he did all the he named all the Transformers.
Yeah.
When he was working at he did it. Jim Shooter told him to do it, and he did it.
Jim Shooter, you'll see that name a lot.
Oh yeah, Jim Shooter. Yeah.
You're talking about Marvel. You're going to be talking about Jim Shooter.
Jim Shooter, but yeah, Cooter saying 104 was first issue he found in the wild when it was on the racks at a local grocery store. Oh, and he had Larry sign it.
That's awesome.
That's cool. Last year, that's awesome, man.
Awesome.
But yeah, and the thing is, and when you even see some of the cartoons, you can see some of them where they try to add some intelligence to it. There's some issues where you're talking about people voting, voter fraud by the twins, Tomax and Zama. A Cobra was running out of money. They had a telethon. That's how Cold Slither came about because they were trying to raise money. So
yeah, I do. I mean, it's the stuff they worked in. That said, it was comic books for me. I watched all the cartoons. It's almost like I was required by law to.
Right.
I will not go back and watch the cartoons. I'll put them on the background, right? They're real bad. This is what I will go back to. It was the comics for me. Also, I was watching blue and red lasers fire at each other. I'm like, what is this? can you not hit anything? And you're all stormtroopers now. Like, what's going on here?
Mm-hmm.
Drove me nuts. But I still watched it. I mean, it was I had to because they had me.
Right.
You know,
It was the only representation we had of the toys.
Yeah.
Like even my dad had bought like a giant lot of recorded VHS G.I. Joe cartoons. That's what I had. So it was I got to have the commercials and everything because they were just straight. So you'd be watching one, a fucking Bugle Boy Jeans advertisement would come on. You'd
Bugle
be like, what the hell is this?
Bugle Boy Jeans.
You know?
Oh shit. Oh, here's another legend right here. Talking about another artist. Cube Tube, Quentin J. Bedwell.
Yeah, buddy. What's up, sir?
Hello, everyone.
Unbunny, what's
Hello,
going
everyone.
on, brother?
I'm you've got a great community here, guys. Hi everyone. I'm kind of just keep my head to the drawing board, so I don't know everyone and I forget names, but I just want to say hi.
There's a lot of people, man. I mean, that there's some people that are super active in chat, and now I've met people. Shout out to one of our raw dogs on the Mega Powers, Zach. I'm gonna say his name. I'm gonna say Dieter, but yeah, Zach and his 4 little girls, right? So they go to bed before Gaines really takes off. But there's a lot of people that, he'll say hi, something in the chat every once in a while. Rodney Ramlachan, shout out to the guy behind the scenes guy. They're not active in the chat. A lot of people be replay squad. Shout out to our replay, crew. Absolutely. That, they enjoy the show, but they're not active. It's like chats, it's only like a little, I don't know, microcosm, right? That's going on.
Definitely, for sure, yeah. It's
Let's get to, what is it, number 7?
We're at number 7.
Mr. Vega, which, by the way, all his links are in the description below, chat. So definitely check out all of his links and go see him at DFW too if you can.
Yeah, definitely go see him at DFW.
So this one is issue 44.
Oh, it's cool.
And
I had that. I was reaching for it as I was going through covers.
Yeah, all based on dynamics. I just love that twist. She's looking back, the motorcycle,
Yeah.
Is that the Mirage? Is that just a random bite? That's a Mirage, right? Oh yeah, there's missiles right there in the back. Actually. That's got to be the Mirage, right, chat?
I don't know. I think
she's not like laying on it like a Mirage, though. She's riding it like a regular bike.
Yeah,
I don't know what that's supposed to be.
Could be a regular bike.
Aren't those missiles right there on the back of it, though? By the way,
they are missiles on the back.
Yeah, they are missiles.
That is true.
And they're facing backwards. Look.
Which, by the way, those missiles go off, you're gonna have a bad day.
Well, why haven't you fired him? You got a Mack truck on your ass. What are you waiting for?
Bitch, you got missile. You know why she's worried about Mike? She's worried about that backblast.
It's about looking cool, not utility.
True.
But
Mega Force.
That is a good one, man. Also, you think Optimus, your mind immediately starts thinking Optimus, man.
Yeah.
Did that
George,
red?
That's not the issue where the Star Viper and the Stellar Stiletto are in the back of the truck, is it? That's not that issue, is it?
I can find out. But another Zach cover, surprise. Another Mike Zach, John Beatty on inks. So you're saying that who's in the back? Which Vipers?
The Star Viper and the Stellar Stiletto, like the whole back of the truck like comes apart and the spaceship launches out of it.
Brian King, Head Cannon saying, yeah, it's the Silver Mirage.
Yeah.
Silver, whatever. Yeah, I'm with you. I'm with you, Head Cannon.
Head Cannon says no, so I'm very willing to bet that is accurate information.
There's no other Vipers.
Issue 44 is the debut of the bat.
Is the bat design they made for the Visa Super 7 reaction figure?
I'll be damned, Jeff.
Okay. Yeah.
Jeff Butler knows the shit.
Look at that.
Great Troopers.
God, I love that toy.
Yeah, it's awesome.
Love it.
So that's my number 7.
Stiletto came after the Cobra Civil War.
Okay.
Basically, Stu, we included all of it.
Yeah.
All of it's in here.
I mean, even if you wanted to do
I'm gonna have some in
This I'd allow it. Even if you
Oh,
did,
yeah,
if you pulled a Marvel Age, like if that's what you wanted, like that's Marvel G.I. Joe. I'm
Yeah.
okay.
Yep. So yeah, there are on my list. I do have. Actually, I have a yearbook. I have a yearbook. I have a set.
Hey, spoilers.
Same.
Spoiler.
Yeah, there's no way Mikey's also going to have a yearbook. There's no way.
I pull it out like every other stream.
And it's like behind, it's like next, it's
Really?
on screen all the time.
There's two of them to the
Yes.
left of me.
That's when I think we were talking to like, we got to go over this. Maybe we got to rethink this plan about not keeping our list secret. I think this is one of the times we'll break that.
Yeah, it was in that moment I realized I have 3 of every yearbook.
I thought you had
I did not.
4.
I think I have 4 of one of them.
Of
And
yeah,
one of them I think I only
right?
have 2. I think 4 I only have 2. 4 is not one of my favorites. But
All right, so what you got for number 7, Michael?
number 7 is the thumbnail 47.
Ooh,
Love this
Great.
cover.
Guys, he
Great.
told you in the cover.
So
He
good.
told you with the thumbnail,
I was
guys.
gonna do it.
There was a
You
clue.
probably thought it was gonna be higher though, to be fair.
I thought it was gonna be higher when she's led
Another-
that in.
But I don't have it, so I can't rank it that high.
another Mike Zeck beauty.
It's gorgeous. It's a beautiful.
gorgeous.
It makes no fucking sense. Where where on the devilfish are they sitting and how are they turning without using, they're not supporting themselves in any way. Hawk's just rock and roll firing a 45 sitting on his knees on the side of a boat with 2
He's like,
motors. Yeah. Like you can hear like the bald eagles like screeching in the background of this picture. It's so badass.
Yeah. I mean, that's Mike Zeck does some of the best like dog fights, like just
So good.
Yeah.
But like, so it didn't have to make sense for us to enjoy it. Is the whole thing?
Yeah, I mean, I bought it.
No, yeah, look at that cover. You tell me you don't want to know what's the inside of that book? Get
Yep.
out of here. No way. You want to know.
Yeah.
Yeah. So issue 47. Good stuff.
Yeah, it's like, yeah. What are you shooting at? Everyone, you're shooting everywhere. What are you doing? What's
Yeah,
happening
they're all
here?
over the place.
No, Jeff Butler's doing an actually here. This
Actually.
was just before the Cobra Civil War as a Star Viper infiltrated the pit and stole a black box.
Mm.
Yeah.
I love that one because it shows the Star Viper and they look like zombies. They're like sleep deprived and they're white. Their eyes are sunken in. Like they're so.
Brian
creepy
King
looking.
saying that was for use with the Devilfish toy commercial. By the way, that's another thing I'm collecting is when I'm on Instagram or YouTube and I see a G.I. Joe commercial, I got a playlist and I just save it.
Huh.
I'm like, man, I love that. I forgot about that commercial.
That's cool.
Yeah, it's just another piece of history. Oh, let's go. So number 7 here.
Mm-hmm.
That substitution, it's kind of messing me up. I'm like, crap, I probably shouldn't have substituted.
It's tricky.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Oh, there. Oh, yeah.
A Tango ate my baby. Yeah.
Dogs in it.
Tristan, I'm sorry. I'm sorry, buddy. Everything that's about to happen here, I'm very sorry. All right.
Tristan, take a look at the dreadnoughts.
I will play Koalas in the Rain or whatever I need to do, whatever the Australians do to make amends. I'm sorry. But yes, this fucking cover, man, is just
Very
fucking
nice.
cool as shit, man.
Yeah.
So, okay, Torch, proportionally, I don't know what's happening here.
He's
Like,
over the
his
He
handlebars.
is way forward.
I mean, that's fucking crazy. I don't know.
It looks like
what.
they're stretched, but only the
Like, well,
angle
even-
and not the
but
length
yeah, but-
of the forks.
Well, yeah, but now look at Buzz. What the wheels here? What are you grabbing on here? What's going on? I don't give a shit. I don't care. This cover's
Right.
fucking cool.
Things work differently in
I
the Southern
love
Hemisphere.
this. I
Yeah.
love that.
Yep.
I mean, it's black, it's purple. I love those colors, especially the splash, the yellow.
Yeah.
So just everything just evoked like this Mad Max scenario here. And again, another theme is, hey, look, there's some orange. There's a little orange in there.
Little splash.
Little splash, skosh.
I don't understand why Buzzer leaves the hand that's the clutch, but his hand is off the throttle side. What are you doing?
Maybe it's backwards because it's Australia.
What are you? Well, then the other two are idiots because they're the opposite.
Well, maybe they have American bikes.
Oh, that's what they've got. Yeah, they've got American bikes.
I don't want to call you out on stream, but you sound real dumb right now.
You sound real dumb. We'll just import me Australian motorbike then.
Oh my god. Oh, wait, who was the cover on that, by the way? I'm sorry. What was that? That was issue 35?
35.
So I'm actually
35 is... That's John Byrne. No shit. Really?
really.
I wouldn't have thought that at all.
I did not know that.
Yeah.
Wow.
Would you guys have thought that's John
You
Byrne?
know what? Now I see it after the fact.
Man,
But yeah, I wasn't. I mean, it was looking awesome, but
I don't know. That's weird.
I can't think of many times where John Byrne has done something mechanical. That's just odd. I like it.
the
Cool.
ink. Does it say who inked it, or did he ink it
Inks,
himself?
they're saying Andy Mushniski.
But
Or
that's
maybe
probably internal.
Mushininski, but
Yeah,
I'm
it's
assuming
pretty-
probably
pretty
interiors, and
good.
then Mike Esposito. Pencils, Ron Wiggum, Mark Bright, Bob Camp, Larry Hama. But yeah, cover artist is John Byrne.
John Byrne, okay.
That's crazy.
I'll be damned.
Well,
What now is it number 6?
well, this is off my.
Yeah.
Obviously, this was going to be my number 6.
Ah, yeah, buddy.
Okay.
So,
All right.
Yeah,
and
buddy.
then, but this works out because I did have a honorable mention,
Yeah, so,
so that bumps that down. So my number 6 is issue 38.
nice.
You got that negative space working with that yellow background. They even did that orange G.I. Joe logo, and then it's just these two facing off this way. The drama in here, just I always love this drama. First of all, it's got my boy Storm Shadow in it, so
Yeah.
hello Ninja, and it's the 80s, and
Oh yeah, 100%, man.
you know, you have some, the gun pointed right at him. This
The touch of light on the sword, on the chrome of
Yeah.
Destro's dome.
Yep. So that's what did it for me. And again, Zach,
Mike Zeck, and it's
killing it.
cover artist Mike Zeck, and then John R. Beatty.
Yeah, John Beatty was his he inked a lot of his covers.
Oh, so he probably did the inks on that one.
That's a good one. That's a good one.
Mikey, number 6.
Ooh.
Oh yeah,
Special
yeah.
Missions 26. Another October guard. Sensing a theme here? I sure hope so.
I see a theme here. Oh, I like it.
I love this one. I love the mix of them, and then the death. It's just that. Come on, that's awesome.
Yeah.
The
Well, that's
scales.
another thing that's cool, Mikey, with this one is because I mean, this isn't like meant to be realistic. I mean, this is just art. This is the scales and the balance. This is telling a story. I mean,
Yeah. This is a visual representation of the balance. It's so cool. But this one is Andy Kubert.
Is that Kubert?
Mm-hmm. I think that's what this says.
Maybe another Elite Weeks cover. Special Missions what?
26.
Oh, because I'm in yojo.com, but it doesn't have the special missions list.
Special missions are in their own thing on the Yojos.
I
Oh,
got
look at that Metal Gear freaking advert.
Snake.
Yeah, Andy Kubert.
That's cool.
Andy
Yeah.
Kubert did the cover. Herb Trimp interior.
That's good. That's good stuff. Oh, Scorpio.
Nick Fury.
That was, by the way, that was a great book.
Yeah.
The Scorpion Connection. The story in that is really, really cool.
I haven't read it yet, but I do own it now. So that's a step in the right direction.
Heck yeah, buddy. That's cool. Yeah, just even that whole Nick Fury. That was that one I told you about, like his costume, where they talk about Wolverine's hunting costume. I thought it was really cool how they described that. Then number 666.
No,
actually, this is a good one. Well, it's 3 6s. I'm the third six.
It's just 6.
Yeah, but 666.
You're just 6.
Yeah, we're saying the same thing. Devil man. Oh, you know what? I don't have that. I've been messing with assets, but I don't have that one yet. It's not ready. It's not ready to premiere yet.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So yeah, my number 666.
Bastard.
Oh yeah.
Bastard.
Yep.
Now again, proportionally, this is about to hit that fucking train. There's no way.
Dude, the blades have already made contact.
Yeah, man.
Yeah.
You're too close. I don't care because everything is so good on this. I even just from the TV antenna, like just a splash of realism, because you don't have to do all these details. You don't want it to take away from what's going on right here, because everything for me is that Snake Eyes and Storm Shadow right there.
Yeah.
The graffiti on the train.
Graffiti, yeah, you have graffiti there. It's awesome.
Yeah. It's just, this is stupid good. And then, wink.
You use guys.
So I had this one because when I was a kid, I had the little book of this issue. This one and the
book.
Yeah. It was only like this big.
I didn't know they were like little books.
Yeah, of this one and the first one.
Did they put the little books? What was the little books for?
This one. I don't know.
Were they for toys or something?
No, they didn't come with toys. They were just little. I don't know what they were.
Jeff Butler, headcanon. Figure that out.
Headcanon and Jeff Butler both said digest issues.
Get right there, bam, right there.
Bam, right there.
What even 30 seconds later? Jesus.
Digest.
I've never heard of it.
Yeah, so I had the little issues of both of those books. So I always thought that one was really
Michael Golden's signature is hiding in the graffiti. Really?
Michael Golden.
Yeah, I can see rock and roll. That's funny. They got rock and roll written on there.
Actually, Michael Golden, Mike Zeck, they're both major influences on my work. They're like, I study those guys.
Yeah, I mean, and that's the whole thing when people are like, "Oh, he's just copying so and so." Well, because you see something and you're like, that's my building block. That's my tutor. That's my mentor. Even though I haven't talked to him a lot, it's like, but this is where I'm going to copy. Like again, when I was tracing comics, like Silent Interlude and some other issues in here where I wanted to draw, Brom, Michael Whelan, Boris Vallejo. I'm like, oh man, it's great. How'd they do that? Bradstreet. I love Timothy Bradstreet. His Punishers are stupid good. And John Constantine. All right, number 5, Mr. Vega. Where are you at with that? This is where I'm not going to sub any in at this point. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, 5. Okay.
All right, so we're at 5, right? Okay, so 5. I guess I got 5. I picked it because it is a cover I like, but it actually affected me in real life. So let's go. So number 5, here we go. Issue number 7.
Hey, all right.
Nice, Stalker.
It looked like legend. It just looked awesome. I've always was a Stalker fan. And we got some October Guard here, right?
Yep, Bregov, I think.
And so this cover it is actually a Herb Trimp cover, Chick Stone inks. So Herb Trimp, again, he's important just because he did that famous Hulk issue, Hulk 181. And he got to do that. So then now I've always liked this cover. I thought it was cool. So when I was doing the cover for Strike Force Alpha, Jason was like, "Oh, I like the GI Joe #7 issue cover." He was like, "Could you do something like that?" I'm like, "Oh, dude, yeah." So then I took a version of that. It's not the exact same, but I took the idea of the two being back to back. Like instead of just,
That's
I did
yeah.
a somewhat of a it's not really an homage because I just took the idea.
It's inspired by, definitely.
Inspired by, yeah,
Mhm.
exactly. So the Strike Force Alpha comic, if you
So you said Jason who's Jason?
Jason,
Shiremeyer.
Jason Shiremeyer is and Matthew. They're both the lead creators of. They're the owners of Strike Force Alpha.
That's cool.
So I dealt with him most in the beginning. He's like the production guy. So anyway, so that led to this cover where we have all the different factions in here, stuff like that. And I did draw the mini comic also, just a quick little. So that's my artwork in there.
That's awesome.
Even the comic starts off with like the kids' room.
Yeah.
Watching a commercial for it.
Watching
so
the commercial, cool. and the kids are making pretend, and then now it's the real world. What's going on in their pretend world, and then we enter that world. But anyway, so fun comic. But anyway, so that's why it's on my list. So #7 is on my list mainly because this led to me somehow using it in the real life.
You talked about, man, I get it. Some of this art, we can dice this thing apart. And even doing this now, I don't care. Like I still love the covers despite the flaws because again, I get it. Nostalgia is hitting me.
Right.
And that's fine because art speaks to people in different ways.
Right.
There we go, Mikey. What you got for your #5?
Yeah, I will
reveal that.
What I was looking at though was this cover that he keeps referencing.
Oh, there it is, her trim right there.
So bad. So bad. Here, let's go. Can I make that solo without doing everything crazy here? Let me do solo. Let me try this.
I love that when they reprint this, they even do the adverts and stuff in it. Yeah.
Which I think is cool. But yeah, look at that. Wait, go back to that Wolverine jumping out there. Look, hang on. Yeah. Guys,
now if I had 180, which is technically the first appearance of Wolverine.
Oh yeah, because he's in the back, right?
Panel, he would be as the first appearance of Wolverine with the whiskers and everything. But
right.
Yeah, so Marvel's doing these reprints. I picked this one up because I was like, well, that's just fine because I'll never pay $5,000 for an original, so that'll work.
What I do enjoy though is the stories about how, and this has just been recent. I don't know if it was McFarlane I was talking about, where like this issue isn't the first appearance, but this is the issue that everybody gets, even though there was the blurb,
right?
But the price doesn't match up at all.
McFarlane talks about it with Spider-Man 300.
Yes, I think that's where
300. But 298 and 299 are where he first appears. But 298 does not have the price that 300 does. 300 got all the press. Yeah, I was actually just watching that video the other day of him.
That's a fascinating, man. I love that kind of behind the scenes stuff, George. Like, talking about get into the weeds. So those kind of things right there. Yeah, I love geeking out about.
So my actual pick
for realsies,
63.
Heck yeah! Let me blow it up.
So
here.
when I was a kid, this was one of the posters on my dad's door that joined the bathroom.
Wow.
So I spent a lot of time looking at this poster when I was a kid. But it's just so cool because the danger minefield, it's just out of view, but you can see like they're coming up on a couple of leftover mines. It's Snake Eyes version 2, which when I was a kid, that was my favorite. And Uzi, right?
Man. Yeah, had me at Uzi.
It's so good. It's so good. Yeah, I think it's pretty sure it's a Zek. Yeah, it's a Zek.
That's Zek on that one.
It's
I was
so
just looking.
Good. It's so good.
Mike Zek and Bob McLeod. So probably again George Inks.
Yep.
Well, look at the wedding of the year. Look at that shit.
Yeah, it's even McLeod's even right there. Yeah, I love the.
Yeah, look at that.
Man, that shit was crazy when they were doing that back in the day.
So that's
Heck yeah.
that's my pick.
All right.
Now we're getting into multiple crossover
It's
territory
getting-
now.
We're getting. I know we're gonna get multiple crossovers, and I'm probably gonna screw up like some top picks with how this is gonna shake down. I almost
because of 27 coming up, I have my top 3 now. So
yeah.
however we want to proceed.
Okay, we'll see. Well, this is my number 5 here. Although, like I said, I think this is gonna blow some shit up here out of order for you guys.
You bastard!
I know. I that's how it is.
You son of a bitch!
You knew. But again, Mikey's upset because it's the order.
Why would that be so low?
I know. You'll understand
You rat
why.
bastard!
You'll understand why. But yeah, Timber. I mean,
yeah. I
Booze
had
McGee over here.
I had that poster. I had that poster in my yeah. Awesome.
Oh, I'd love to have this poster because
Michael
again,
Golden,
you've
man.
got Old Glory going on over here. You've got Ripcord.
Oh,
What's is a torpedo?
Holding
Torpedo.
that stoner. God,
Yeah, man. Which is like that. I was like, whoa, what is going on here? That he's had to switch over to that support. But that's what I liked about Joe. Was if you were going on some sort of mission, they're like, hey man, we got roadblock, but guess what? We have some other. We need some more. All the guns.
I mean, that's really cool because the stoner was used a lot by Navy SEALs in Vietnam.
No, see, I didn't know
he is
that.
a Navy SEAL and would have served in Vietnam. So him using a stoner is very, very on the nose.
Do you think there was Larry Hama deal where he was like, "Hey, he should"?
I don't know if Larry Hama rubbed elbows with any SEALs because the shit they were doing was pretty shady. We're talking about them going in and getting Vietnamese forces to fight with them. But
yeah.
he could have. I mean, might have been.
Well, didn't the Green Berets do that too?
Mike Steck might have known that. I don't know.
Well, I know Hama. Well, we know Hama gets pretty into nitty gritty when it comes to like military stuff. So maybe he researched it and
That's true.
Whatever, because I know like he's done stuff. There's something I've been wanting to talk to him about with jumping class exec. That anyway. So that jumping, how do you say, franchises, let's say.
Yeah.
Those would be my point. Rarity torpedo being included at all. Yeah. And with a heavy machine gun.
Yeah, and then again, on top of that, Worcester is back. Thank you, Worcester. All right.
Well, hi, Scott.
Also, I'm sorry, guys. So the point I was trying to make was that there's an issue he wrote of it's a Wolverine issue, and Wolverine is dealing with Shield, and he's at one point he's like jumping towards the Shield plane to the window, and then Nick Fury is like, don't worry about it, guys. That's a 2-inch thick Lexan that he's not gonna be able to do anything. Now Lexan is a very specific material, which is a polycarbonate. So Lexan 1-inch thick is automatically bulletproof because it's a super hard, strong material. So then Nick Fury saying this is 2-inch Lexan, and the thing is to use and Larry Hama wrote it. So for him to actually call out Lexan, which is a very specific material, which is the correct material that would be bulletproof. And the only reason why I know this is because I worked at a company where I was the art director, where we printed on Lexan material. Like we had machines that would, and then we had companies like Lucent Technologies, then turned into a like big corporate clients that had us. We were printing on Lexan because that would have to go on these machines that get really, really hot, and they needed for these labels to like not. They were like control panels and labels that can't melt no matter how hot the machine.
Oh, okay, I got
so
you.
anyway, so I knew this material, and then I'm reading it, and then Larry Hama's using it in a freaking issue of Wolverine. I'm like, how do you know Lexad, dude?
Yeah, how'd that come about? Like,
And
how
then
much research, or did you just pick
I mean,
up
it has to
along
be
the
research,
way?
right? It has to be research,
Yeah.
and then sometimes when you do see like magicians or people talk about bulletproof material, they do bring up Lexan or polycarbonate.
Tristan, yeah, we were trained up in all section-based weapons, so if a specialist now, yeah, I could take over. It makes sense.
Yeah, that does that makes sense.
All right, so sorry. So yeah, that's that's my number 5. So number 4,
Number 4.
Vega.
So 1, 2.
It's like we're playing cards over
My
here.
number 4.
You got.
So my number 4 is a 2-parter.
Oh yeah, okay, that's what you were talking about.
Okay, so this is the 2-part.
Let me get you up
So
here.
the reason why I'm putting them together is that
Oh, there's me. There was Zanzibar.
Yeah.
Zanzibar. Okay, so the reason why I have to put these together is, first of all, I love this cover, and when I first saw this cover was the commercial back in the 80s. I saw the commercial for the Pogo. So the commercial for the Pogo, when they debuted this, at the end of it was like, find out what happens in the G.I. Joe comic, and they showed us on screen, and they were like out in newsstands now. That Saturday, I was 11 going on 12. I took the bus, went to the downtown, grew up in Newark, went to downtown Newark, and went to the newsstand and bought this comic right here. So this is the one I bought
Oh, that's cool.
Oh wow.
at that age. So it's not as beat up as the Snake Eyes one. So there you go. It didn't really. So then I took the bus to the newsstand that had these for sale, and I didn't know about comic shops yet. So I would go there. They had comics. So I bought this, went back home, read it, thought it was awesome. And I did have some comics already, but it was comics I was given. So then the second week they had a commercial for Zanzibar, and then it wasn't the second week, it was the next month. And with Zanzibar, they actually introduced him, and they in the same commercial they showed this issue. So then the following month I took the bus again and went and bought this issue. So
Oh, that's cool.
so both
That's
of these
awesome.
back to back are bought from the same newsstand, and because of the commercial, and we had that. I guess we were lucky in a way that they wanted $1 so bad that they were we had comics as commercials, which I wish they did nowadays, because I think that would help so much. But
Oh well, yeah, 100%. Because again, it's getting that new viewer, and I get talking to some people in the industry. Was that who was that? I think that was Kunitz that was talking to us, Mikey, about that. Was the challenge is that new landscape, and I'm like, I get it, but then you've got entire websites, live shows you can do, streaming. Why wouldn't you do a promo for your toy? Like, why wouldn't you put that out there? Tie it to your website, get it out there. You see it. Shout out to Valaverse for doing that. Right, here's a comic book. Here is that little commercial. When they're going to be doing a convention or exclusive or whatnot. That's companies aren't doing that.
it's important to do that, and having those is important. But then also there's this is a bit of a historic comic also. Do you guys know who drew the interior for this comic?
The interior, no.
You guys won't believe it. Todd McFarlane. He did the
McFarlane did the interiors on that. Really?
Yep.
Huh.
So McFarlane did the interiors on this issue, and Larry
Pencils, inks. What did he end up doing?
Yeah, he did pencils. He did pencils only.
Oh, that's crazy.
Wow.
Yeah. Check it out. So if you
That would have been like some of the first work he did for Marvel. Then I mean, he would have been a
1987. Yeah.
Yeah. So this was early on. I mean, he already did some stuff for DC. Then he did this, but Larry Hama hated it and got him kicked off. He was like, "Yo." yeah.
This guy isn't
That's
going to go
very
anywhere.
Yeah. He was like, "Oh, dude,
get rid of him."
He's out. And McFarlane McFarlane knew about it, and he actually in one of the newest artist editions, he actually talked about it. He was like, yeah, I was fired. They didn't like me. He was like, but it's okay because I went a whole week without work. Because then the following week was already.
But that's the whole thing, man. I mean, it's that story, where you're like,
so that cover.
You have to start off somewhere.
Yeah,
Can you show off? Yeah, a little bit of the interiors.
yeah,
there?
I want to show you guys like a very McFarlane spread. There you go, like very McFarlane. If you look at it, you're like, oh my god,
I'll be damned.
look at the eyebrows.
Man,
Yeah, look at all the lines in their brow.
Uh-huh.
Chuckles.
That's
Chuckles is
awesome.
like swole.
He's ooge, dude. He's the
Jesus,
looks like
man.
Kane Marco. Oh, that is very McFarlane. Yeah, look at all the tiny line work.
That's that's very much the style he used for Incredible Hulk. So when he was drawing,
Oh, that's 100%. Yeah.
That's awesome.
you know, and actually I got to talk. I did a show. I was a guest at, and I was right next to Bob Wyachek, who inked that famous cover with Wolverine like this with the Hulk reflection.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, I
And
love that cover.
And he was saying that like he got the assignment. He was like, okay, cool. You know, I like this guy's work, and he never thought, you know, he liked it, but he never thought it'd be such a legendary cover. And I'm like,
Which people have done an homage to that cover, I don't know how many times in
Yeah,
so many different ways now.
Chuckles just looks like Eddie Brock. Now
Yeah.
that I know
Yeah.
McFarlane did it, that's Eddie Brock.
Eddie Brock.
100%.
That's what I was
He has
gonna
curly
say.
hair instead of a flat top. It's the only
Think
difference.
about it. Look,
That is
Brock.
Eddie fucking Brock.
Yep. Yep.
That's why I never knew that.
So
I
yeah,
love
I guess
the
it's fun
cover
stuff.
because Hawk looks like such a badass, and they went back to him having blonde hair, which was always weird. So that is
Yep. Another fact right there. Yep.
rejected.
Issue 61, the McFarlane art was rejected and
Wow.
only released 1994 as G.I. Joe Special #1. Yeah, that's crazy.
That's
So-
interesting.
Yeah, Tristan, yeah. Chuckles smash now, too. Yeah. Fucking Shipwreck, Chuckles, just doing all of the, I don't know, super soldier serum, I guess.
Dude, I don't like Chuckles. I don't like you're a spook, man. You're fucking CIA. How are you in blending into anything? You're fucking 8.5 feet tall.
So yeah,
Holy Lord.
Oh,
that's really
man.
pretty, guys.
Chill out, Juggernaut.
All right, Mikey, now here's where we start. Here we go. Number 4, Mikey. What are you taking from me?
Now it's number 2, you dick.
No,
well,
here we go.
But I know this is gonna hit you. Special missions
Yeah,
number 1.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, I knew. Yeah.
This was the first G.I. Joe issue that I picked on my own. This was the first
Oh,
one.
wow.
Dad and I were at one of the Neil DeSimone shows, and I remember it was the second vendor we walked in. He was on the left. I was probably 8 years old, and I flipped through. He had a short box, and I flipped through, and this was the first comic I pulled out. This book made me want to read G.I. Joe and not watch cartoons. So
Yeah, man. I've told Mikey this. Yeah, again, another
Yeah.
newsstand.
You know
I
what?
traced over this so many times, George. Like I tried to recreate this so many times. Like, and I would do it, and I'd make this Snake Eyes. It looks like, I think Mikey talked about this. I mean, it looks like it's Snake Eyes that's on that cover, and he's just in his diving gear.
Yep. And so you guys know, that was on my list, and also the other one you picked was on my list. Now I strategized because I figured, you know what, they might pick these because I mean I think everybody loves these covers, so I kind of took them off of my top.
We talked about doing that, and we're like, man, we're just going to eliminate shit, and we're not going to really talk about these iconic issues. I'm like, with combo covers, it's just going to be different.
Yeah. But yeah, it's awesome.
Yeah,
like the yearbook.
I love it. I love it, even though the colors on both characters are fucked up. Like,
yeah,
Wetsuit has no orange except for his hair, and Torpedo has no light gray, so therefore he looks like Snake Eyes. But I love Arctic stuff, but I also love aquatic stuff. So them coming up on the side, the hull of the boat, super dynamic. I love this.
Yep, number 61 is TC's favorite cover.
Awesome cover.
So that's my pick.
That's the most homoerotic G.I. Joe.
Whoever commented.
I read it 100 times.
By the way, looking at those guys with the ropes, I don't want to give too much away, but there was somebody's dad's here that I did something for cover wise, right? Because we already said I did something. I'm not giving anything away, but I had to actually I studied some video on how certain things are done. That way I could get it right when I drew it.
Like repelling.
I'm not gonna say anything.
Okay. I mean like that.
Yeah, like if you were to watch like a video on like pararescue or something.
Like or even tactically how you hold the gun or like exactly like how some things. So
George, I just did that on a video. Like I was like, how am I gonna pose this action figure? So I went and started looking at like shooting stances and like different like firing positions. Like, okay, how would they do this? Where were they gonna put their hands at? Like
right, exactly like where they would put it, where they put the position, whatever. So I watch the videos because as they're moving, I can get
it. See it more chest. Hey, we're gonna see him in DFW, right?
Yeah,
I think he said he's going to DFW.
I thought I saw him put that comment in there last week or something. I think.
Pretty damn sure.
I think so. I mean, he should be.
But yeah, it's that research you're talking about. Like when you're doing, it's almost like you have like a Brom or Boris or Bradstreet where they take a photo and they use a model and then they create it off of that.
Yeah.
That scene, you want to get accuracy. So
Alex
then,
Ross,
for real world,
about Alex Ross, like
Alex Ross,
yeah,
reference.
Yep, reference. So with military, I think it's a really big deal, especially as time progressed, where it's like, are they hot? Are they in combat? Are they engaged? Are they at trigger discipline? What are they doing? Where it's appropriate? Where are their hands at? Are they reloading?
Right.
Reloading for me, I never thought that'd be a big deal when I'm posing toys. My whole G.I. Joe scene I need to recreate. I've got most of them like putting clips in, or they're checking clips or putting them in. I'm like, man, this is just cool. So now I'm at number 4, number 3. I'm at number 3 now. Yeah, Mikey took one from me. All right, this is not going to take anything from you. I don't think this one is. Again, is the art that great? Probably not, but to me,
yes, I almost had that one on my list. Yep.
It's for me. I understand. This is nostalgia. It's clutch goes home the hard way. So even this right here, I'm counting this as it. This is building. Hey, my man doesn't have a parachute. Okay. I mean, okay, you can see some cars and stuff here. He could be higher up, sure. This is a bad day.
Yep.
Is Clutch going to make it? I just loved the drama that cover just invoked. So for me, I think that was my 3rd. I think that was right at 3 on my pick there. Now I don't know the artist though, however. Issue 20.
That one's
I'll bring it up as for reference as I'm looking for it here.
Could that be a burn also?
You say that actually would not shock me that you say that. Yep, George got it.
Yeah.
It's Byrne.
John Byrne.
Yeah, as soon as you're like, man, I'm like, with that, especially with that.
The face.
From the face right there.
It does look like
I was thinking because it has a burnish. I mean, it's simpler, but then now with the whole Dreadnought thing, I was like, I know he did some covers, but then looking, it opened up my mind to Byrne did some G.I. Joe. Okay, wow. I mean,
the interior was Jeff Isherwood, which I haven't seen that come up for a penciler. And then inkers was D. Augustino and Tartag. That's a hell of a name there.
Tartag.
All right, so
All right, Mr. Vega, what do you got for yours now? Whatever number that we're on now. Yeah.
Or whatever.
Yeah.
Somebody said it.
Ooh, there's a good one right there.
Somebody said
oh yeah, that's a good one.
61. That was TC's favorite cover right there.
This is it right here. Yeah, I mean, just on the drama you have there, like literally backs against the wall, getting shot at, shooting back, and I think again Zek does this the best. This like what I call dog fights, or he does it the best. Our boy's injured here. He's not even holding a gun. He's out.
Hey, my
probably
man's
why
running
he's
around in
injured, 'cause he
pajamas. Yeah, the idiot. Get out of here.
went into a
quick kick.
gunfight with nunchucks.
You dummy.
So yep, Mike Zach cover. You know he's
That's a good
dominating
one.
all our lists, but hey man,
That's a good one. 61 and
credit where
62 are
credit's
so cool.
Let me just bring this up real
love
quick.
them.
Let me see. Brian King, is that part of
Jesus,
it?
Brian.
Yes. Yeah, Brian, look.
whoa,
Holy
whoa, whoa.
shit. I like Brian too. Brian, this is the entire run. What are you doing? That's all the entire damn run.
He left out like 10 books.
Yeah, come on, bro. He left. I actually started doing the math. I was like, okay, through 7. Then he goes into. He doesn't really get into it until like the 20s. Okay.
It's weird that 7 makes it, but 6 doesn't. Like, doesn't 6 lead into 7? Like, aren't they both like?
And yeah, I know he put time into this.
What?
Really, he put
time
commas.
into it. Yeah.
These are his favorite. All his favorites.
Yeah.
No.
Oh,
Guess so.
apparently.
Okay.
Let me go back
I
to.
thought maybe it was all Zach covers or something.
Let me go back up to Headcanon. Also, he was a special mission number 1. Did someone have 50 on theirs? Was 50 yours, Mikey? On the
50 was
the
my
Springfield?
number 10. That was my number 10.
Yeah, okay. Let's try and uncheck that. So yeah, Headcanon, yeah, that was 2 of his right there. Cliff,
Number 2.
yearbook,
Number 39.
number
Number
2.
2. Interesting.
Yearbook number 1.
The winter cover is a cool one.
But yeah, then he followed it up with number 50 in yearbook number 2. For honorable
I
mention.
do love 40. 45 is up there on my ripcord shelf because that's a ripcord centric book. So as soon as I get space, George's drawing
Space
will go up there. But it's Spice.
As soon as Mikey says space, every fucking time that pops in my head because of Mikey. Spice. Also, yeah, Cutthroat. Chris was did any of the other colors ever do watercoloring for their front covers of G.I. Joe comic books, if you know?
I don't think so.
But I was like, I better ask that now because that was, back in 1047. That's been a hot minute.
Yeah. Well, I mean, from what I mean, I know you had some airbrushing going on, and that was
Yeah, he'll be there. He'll be at DFW. I was just checking.
I know some airbrush. As far as watercolors or other media, I'm not sure, but everything was done a blue line. The blue line technique, which they actually use kind of dyes and brushes to brush on the color, and then they would use the
press,
the inks, like they would actually have the line, the black line on a clear acetate, and they would paint and then put it over. So that's the blue line technique. So they would brush. That's how they would do the coloring for a long time.
I feel like
then you had airbrushing and
want it work.
That's all I'm familiar with.
Yeah, I get it, Red. I get it. Back against the wall. I get it. Damn it, Scott! You said you were going to bed. Now he's in it. Maybe he's in bed. He didn't say he was going to sleep. Maybe he's got his phone. He's
pulling a Gaines.
Yeah, pulling a Gaines.
Killing machine.
Mindset where Storm Shadow put Snake into a mindset, turned him into a killing machine. 104. I don't know if I know that cover. Let's see. Did Brian? Did you have it on yours? Nope. Sorry. 104 didn't make it. 104 didn't make it.
104 is the one where Snake Eyes is jumping out. He's got the parachute pack on. He's like diving out of the back of a plane or something.
Yeah, I don't know if I got that one.
I don't remember that one. I'm just looking at it on Yojo.
Yo, Joe. Mikey, what you got, buddy?
Well, it's the last one for me because they've been stolen from me.
That's this one, right?
Probably just leave. Probably not, because it's a technicality. Because the back.
Oh, you pulled that. Okay. All right. Okay.
Yeah. So this my number 1. That's my number 2, and it's technicality.
Boom. Look at that.
That is freaking gorgeous.
Which now I see McFarlane now.
So this is essentially the backdrop that I made for the October Guard set that I did.
Well, that's Michael Golden.
That's Michael Golden on that one.
But
this is some of the best technical weapon work
yes,
that
100%.
exists on G.I. Joe anything. those are legit. That is
The
holy
RPG.
shit, that RPK, the RPG, the 47
AK.
with the grenade launcher, the Dragunov, the PPSH, the freaking Zuko, like that is damn nice.
Yeah, that is really cool. And then
That's awesome.
So yeah, that's my last one. It's like I said, it's a technicality, but that's why there are 2 issues on this shelf. One
Yeah.
displays the front and one displays the back. And then our good friend Bear 11 Charlie sent me this little card one time.
Oh, that's cool. Oh, okay, that's what Jeff's talking about right now.
Yep. Yes, sir.
That is awesome. Boom. Well, I actually have 2 left. Yeah. All right.
Yep.
That works out. Now, okay.
Oh, yeah.
Which, if George took that out of the running because he knew we were going to pick these things, because again, then you're saying he did maybe some airbrushing.
Yeah.
Because if he did, it would make sense. Like that kind of looks like it on.
Yep.
Certain
Yeah,
stripes there.
soft edges.
So this one is penciled, inked, and colored by Michael Golden. That's how amazing that dude is.
That's
I mean, you've got
beautiful piece.
a Snowcat. No, wait. What was the
Polar Battle Bear?
Polar Battle Bear? I never get that right. Versus the gigantic Snowcat.
Mm-hmm.
But then the Sky Striker, the Ram, Vamp Mark II,
a giant
the Mobat
Vamp Mark II. Look how
yeah,
large that
again.
is. Holy shit. That is a massive vehicle.
You could justify these 2. You could make it make sense. But it's almost like they put the Sky Striker in like after the fact. But I can't tell if that's the Mobat or if the color green makes me think Mobat.
F-14 is just so clean.
But yeah, the F-14.
God, that's nice.
This is the best Deep Six, by the way.
Yeah.
I know it's smaller, but holy cow.
But that looks like a suit that a man would be in. Like,
yep.
It makes sense.
Yeah. Just
so good.
Just good.
So good.
Just good.
So I guess we're down to our number 2.
I'm down to my number 1.
You're down to your number. Okay, so then should I do my 2 and my number 1 in one shot then, or?
Sure, yeah, we can do it that way.
One after another.
Yeah.
Okay, so my number 2 is the I got the yearbook
number 3.
Number 3. Now I've always loved this cover, just because of like Snake Eyes, almost in that like religious like position.
Oh yeah, I mean a whole crucifix. But by the way, though, I mean, does he have some grenades on his utility belt across his chest there? Like, who's going to capture you and say, leave the grenades. You can't reach them. Fuck it.
Yeah, exactly. So they kept them on him. So
is
that
the
was
back
like
the Crockmaster picture on the back? Is that what the back is with the October Guard?
Oh, the back here?
Oh no, okay, it's the ninjas with meatball vendor.
Meatball vendor.
Well, yeah. So I've always loved the action on this one, the drama, all that good stuff. Even like the machinery. I just
Well, in G.I. Joe, I mean, also maybe there was a Dreadnought one where they had the logo in hot pink, but I can't think of one off the top of my noggin where they used pink on the logo. I've got like a splash page of it.
The G.I. Joe logo?
Yeah, for the G.I. Joe logo. I can't think of another one where they just did like a pink other than 28 had maybe a pink on. Okay, yeah.
So then now you want me to go to my number 1?
Yeah.
So then my number 1 is, I almost said the same thing. I did the same thing as Mikey, and I used a back cover. This is the baddest
number
lineup,
1,
which is the back of the front cover of the yearbook.
Yeah,
man. Yeah, see, this makes me want to get more of these covers to be able to sit there and display both of them like that.
Yeah. Yep. So like, I'll take out the cover. So I always thought this, like the whole.
That's so good, dude.
That is such a awesome lineup. You have Storm Shadow, Cobra Commander, Baroness. I mean, you have all the heavies right there. I mean,
Yeah, you've
Firefly,
got all the
Zartan,
hierarchies.
Blood.
yeah.
Like you're missing maybe Copperhead or Scrap Iron, maybe. Like
Yeah.
it's damn
What is it,
good.
the Cobra Claw, right?
Yep.
Claw,
Cobra Claw.
Rattler. I mean, again,
The
scale.
Fang.
Let's not pay attention to scale too much.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Yeah, for sure.
So that's it. So that's the back of obviously
Yeah.
that one.
Yeah,
So
well,
I
love
forgot that
Firefly
was
on
the back. I haven't had this issue turned around in decades. Again, yeah, we're talking again newsstand, same damn thing.
Yep.
And I mean, it's in. You can see the lines on it. I mean, this one's pretty dirty because I mean, I read the holy crap out of this thing.
Well, any of my friends that have been in my studio, like in the past 4 or 5 years, they would have saw this because I had this hanging in my studio. I have it in a book stand like this.
Yep.
So I just love this cover, and yeah.
You want to talk about putting like controversial? Talk about AI artwork. If I can get AI to take something like that and I can blow that up to a print to keep all those details right, and it can fill it in, going, well, obviously, this is how this would look blown up this way.
Right.
I'm all about using AI for that.
Right. Hey, it's your one-time use. You're enjoying it. It's all good.
Yeah. Versus like I'm a mass producing it or something.
Exactly.
That said, if someone whoever owns the rights to that, and I'm like, hey, what if we did this? Go for it. Cool. Put that out. Do it. And then get some people invested in going to back issues there.
Oh,
Mikey.
I think look at that. He's got crazy.
Yeah, I like these.
Yeah. And again, Michael Golden. So that's all Michael Golden. Oh, so actually, I have some little factoids that I wanted to share with you guys. As far as so that's Michael Golden. Beavis Grenades, he'll go crazy trying to reach for them. That's true. His arms were tight.
My Golden's 11 by 17, which, by the way, I usually like the 24 by 36. I like the larger posters. What I like doing. But 36 by 24, I forget. Whatever.
Yeah.
So yeah, Michael Golden,
factoid?
Legendary artist, and just so you guys know, he did a run in on the Nam, which is like one of those hard hitting books, realistic, military. Look at the military stories. I mean, super accurate. Like he loves actually drawing things very accurately. I have a commission by my Michael Golden. I have very little ones that I've been able to get over the years, but Michael Golden was one of the ones. As soon as far as I was more established as an artist and was able to like be at a show and spend money.
Yeah.
I got a commission from Michael Golden, and the guy's incredible. Now, Michael Golden's important because he influenced Todd McFarlane. When you saw that back cover and you were like, oh, I see the McFarlaneism.
I was like, if someone said that was McFarlane, like I would get that.
He is a major influence on McFarlane.
Interesting.
And especially with the spaghetti webbing. Whenever you hear somebody saying Todd McFarlane didn't invent the spaghetti webbing, somebody else did, they are referring to Michael Golden. Because Michael Golden was the first one to draw the Spider-Man webbing in that
style.
Webbing.
I don't think I ever heard that either.
I definitely did not.
Or someone told me, I was like, whatever, comic pretty.
Yeah,
like shit.
And so you go. So G.I. Joe, and then McFarlane actually penciled an issue of G.I. Joe.
Yeah, that's nuts, man. It's not like I could go through these and just go, oh, hey, look, it's right here. I could read that and find that out for myself. But again, there's so many comics over the years you collect, you don't think about or care. Right? Now I'm older. Now I'm like, I'm kind of interested in the details. Like, who did this?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So, Mikey, did you have one, or you have honorable mention you want to throw off your last one?
No, that was all mine. I did all mine.
You have honorable mention to reach for? Like,
no, I don't.
Mikey's over it, and he's nope, not doing it. All right, well, I'll go.
I don't have very many physical books anymore.
I stuck mine to physical books because typically if I don't have that issue, unlike the X-Men, Mikey knows my heartbreak on my whole Mutant Massacre run, like the 200s or whatever. But for me, G.I. Joe, like if I didn't have the issue, I probably didn't fucking read it because I was going through my G.I. Joes. I didn't see any that I was missing or I was like, oh, what happened to that one? I know I had that. I think I've got all of them. So for me, my number one, and Mikey knows this, I showed that off.
Ooh.
Oh yeah.
This is the one where Mikey's got that epic hacks, that blue skelly. I know it's not blue, but when I see this, I was like, man, I'd love to put that robe on there and make that happen because this cover for me was just metal as fuck.
That's what I was gonna say. That cover is so metal.
I mean,
Metal, yeah.
son of a bitch. And I don't need this to be realistic. I don't give a damn. I'm like, it's a skeleton with a fucking machine gun.
Machine gun.
Fuck yes. Wow. Again, I don't know who is the cover artist on that one for 43.
I had it in my mind that was a Zek, but I
mean, it would make sense to me just seeing it. Mike Zek and John R. Beatty. Yeah. So I mean, if I was gonna say what's my favorite Zek, Punishers are pretty close. I got some Punisher posters.
There's some damn good Punishers.
But if I had this in a poster of that, this probably be my number one Zek, man. It's everything 80s and metal for me. I mean, that's just it.
Yeah, it's badass.
Wait, hang on. Let me reference. Hang on, Brian King. Hang on. 43. What are you doing, Brian? You up, Brian? Brian, can you hear me?
So on his list, is issue number 7 his number 1, or is 110 his number 1?
I don't care anymore because
I think he's just listed them in chronological order and just release dates.
Yeah, because it's going up. Yeah, so I guess it's just his favorites chronologically.
This is like the whole numbers thing when you find a radio station and you find one of those ones that's playing a number. You're like, what is this? And why is it in French? I'm giving Brian shit, but it is. I am shocked that he put that much effort into doing this. By the way, shout out to Brian.
He did some.
All right. Oh yeah. Sorry. And I starred this because of Headcanon. He said, anyone want to bet who has issue 43 as their number one? Headcanon, I'll tell you right now, by the way.
This guy.
I wasn't paying attention to what number this was.
Oh,
but
wow.
I started going, I wonder. Let's see at 43 when we get down to it.
It's you.
It was me the whole time. That's what makes it even better. I mean, Headcanon, we stayed up late. I know Headcanon stayed up for that part. So shout out to Headcanon on that one. He called it. There's my namesake right there, 8 and skate. Yeah, man. Holy. Yeah. So, and then people were, again, this whole thing about him being Zartan on the cover.
Yeah.
And I know they did with the classified toy, right? They made it to where they got the skull to emulate this cover. And I was like, man, I never even thought about Zartan with this cover at all. Like that to me, it just still doesn't register. Like the inside of this comic book to me, I don't remember it at all. It's this.
Yeah.
It was like the scales for that one that Mikey had to me. Like I just assumed like this is just, dramatic interpretation of what's going on the inside.
Right.
Yeah, Jim, Zek.
I think overall Zek was dominant in everyone's list. And then Michael Golden.
Yeah.
Now, interestingly enough, he didn't do as many covers, but yet he's still a top tier cover. He'll still be on your list, Michael Golden, even if he didn't do as many covers.
Well, and then you saw how high they were up on the yearbooks.
Yeah.
Because that's Mikey and I are like, how high the yearbook's going to be.
Mm-hmm.
Just Laura, yo, one of the raw dogs. Hell yeah. Appreciate the raw dogs and replay squad. Again, we can't talk of that up enough.
Appreciate y'all.
Gentlemen, we went through all the segments. Mikey and I keep talking about trimming this show up. I've now realized I should not be talking to Mikey about this after the last 2 weeks of him. I've now realized I should not be relying on him for cutting shows down. He's got a problem. I didn't realize it. I just stream all the time. I cut back to stream more. We all have our bears to cross. Okay.
Yeah, and
Sure.
once I talk comics, I will shut up.
Sure. Yeah.
Oh man. So yeah, we'll wrap this up. We'll shout out some George stuff. George, I know we got the links, but where's the best place people can, reach out to you? Say hey, I want to do a commission. I want to look at, do you have your store and commissions linked on your main website?
Yeah. Mainly, I'm George Vega Art on all social media platforms. My biggest platform would be Instagram, and then from there,
that's the best one to reach at.
That's the best one.
Okay.
You could reach me directly through there. I also have a link tree, which has a link to my store. I'm on Etsy there as George Vega Art also. So I'm literally everywhere as George Vega Art. And feel free to check that stuff out there. Follow me on social media. I should have put special missions in your books.
Yes, Brian King and 43, obviously.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah. I'm everywhere there. Then you're gonna see me in 2 weeks at the DFW G.I Joe Show. I'm honored to be a guest there. Our boy, CEO, president of Cotswold Collectibles.
Cotswold Collectibles.
Having me there. I guess I should be thanking Cotswold Collectibles for having me there. I guess that's it. I catch you guys at the show. I'll be there hanging around.
And you're gonna have a table like you did last year.
Yeah. Yes. I'm gonna have a table there, and I think last time, Greg was on. He was talking about. Somebody asked about one of the guests asked if they could hang out at the mixers and stuff, and he was referring to me because I was like, oh, is it okay if I attend the mixers and stuff? Then he's like, George, you're supposed to be there. I'm like, oh, I am.
Oh shit! Well, I guess I will.
Okay. So,
please feel free to participate in the activities.
Because as a fan of the G.I. Joe stuff, obviously I'm being recognized for the Strike Force outfit stuff that was influenced by the G.I. Joe stuff. So it's like I feel that obviously they have center stage. So I'm like, so he was just like, George, you're a guest too. I'm like, oh yeah, I forgot. but
that speaks to like the mindset of where you're at, where you're like, well, I'm a fan.
Yeah.
You're like, no, you're actually the draw.
Yeah.
People are showing up actually to see you.
They want to see you.
Oh, and then I know he's not on tonight, but Jeff Wheat. I try to make him Ron Weasley and combine his name. I don't know.
Oh,
Jeff W. Reached out to me and said he was super excited about, watching on replay tonight. Because he loves your work, George. So you got a shout out from Jeff W.
Oh,
so he's gonna be there at DFW. So he's excited about that.
Awesome.
Chris has a question for George. Have you ever done any work for any major publishers like Marvel, DC, or Image?
Yeah. Depending on what as far as comics, I haven't done anything comics. In the card industry, I've done for over 10 years. I've done almost every Marvel trading card from Upper Deck in the past.
Oh wow!
I've done like almost every set I've worked on and participated on. DC, I've done stuff for Bombshells. I've done cards for them. I've done cards for Dynamite. I also did cards for the Transformers 40th anniversary. I worked on that those cards as well. So I'm known for my card stuff for Marvel and DC. And as far as comics, I've worked on indie comics. I did a stint on the Transformers: The Lost Seasons, which was on the IDW forums. So that wasn't printed, but it was on IDW forums back in the day before they shut all of that down.
Yeah.
I guess I'm going through my resume, and and then I did the toy design stuff that I've done for the Strike Force Alpha. I designed all the toys. They had very basic sketches of what they wanted, and I took every sketch and everything they had. I mean, this could be a whole show on itself because it was a lot of work. And I took the different ideas they had, and then I turned them into the characters that they wanted ultimately. And also on the Strike Force Alpha, I've done almost all of the packaging art there. I've done I did packaging art for also Super Joe. I also revamped their logo when they launched Super Joe. And then I guess the Snake Eyes movie promo art.
Yep.
So all this stuff kind of led to that. The Marvel, I've sat down with Marvel editors, the big wigs and stuff. So I would say that I have stuff turning. It's hard because I'm not exactly like a young kid trying to pick up any kind of fill-in work for companies. I'd be happy to do that, but then in the same token, I'm really not looking to do fill-in work. So it's almost like I'd like to come in as a creative and do something with one of the big two. And I don't want this.
I'll say this right now, George. I'm gonna cut you off, but I'll say this as far as the big two. Things have changed dramatically last several years where I think independents are, man, shoot your shot, go. The big two became very corporate, and you've seen how those numbers have gone.
I'd say that happened in the 90s when they formed Image, like when they were like, you know what? If you think your comic gimmicks are selling the books, then we'll just go over here then.
Yep.
You know what, guys? I know people in the industry like that are working for Marvel or have worked for Marvel that have done, a lot of things, and they were always telling me is like, dude, you got it good, because I've always been independent. I've done my own books. If you go to Amazon, you look at my name. I've got various books on Amazon. I've done indie books. I've done 2 issues of an Australian comic that I'm still waiting for it to come out. That's I've done my own comics. I've done 3 issues. I've also done the Dynamite #1 that's already out. Strike Force Alpha mini comic there. So you're right, where being independent does have its pluses, and I am so I stuck to the cards as far as doing anything for the big two. Who knows? But I am more than happy to run my own.
Oh yeah, again, more personal freedom, but the weight of the big two just isn't what it used to be.
Yeah.
Right. You wanted, man, I got to be Marvel. I got to DC. There is nothing else. Right.
Right.
And then slowly over the, like Dark Horse. I remember when they were up and coming. I loved, man, Dark Horse. Loved them. Alien, Predator, getting, those kind of titles at that time. We're like, yes.
Yeah. The
Star Wars.
Crossovers, Star Wars. Yeah. So.
Which Marvel had done Star Wars, but then when Dark Horse got a hold of it, I was like, 80s, shit. All right, let's go. Mikey, what do you have coming up? Sunday, right?
Sunday, Dad and I are supposed to do a show. I think that's kind of pending whether or not he can get internet set up and get everything set up at the new place,
whole move,
or if he wants to come here and do it. I don't know. We are intending to do a show, but that's why there's not one scheduled as of now, because
TBD.
We're kind of waiting to see how that's going to work. But we do plan on doing one. Either way, I will be spending Father's Day with my father, whether it's online or IRL.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then next Wednesday we're hitting the road. Thursday we should get most of the way through Tennessee, and then we'll finish the Tennessee through Georgia trip for that. And then next weekend will be at Augusta.
Yep.
And as soon as that ends, driving to DFW and getting that going. So we are super excited about it. We're in time crunch mode for sure. Trying to get some stuff done. We've got lots of kits. Like we have the Destro kit, obvious, or the kit base for the Destro figure for our figure build class. So he's getting the Spaceman stuff ready for that. He's printing sci-fi kits for the sci-fi build I did on JMK Live, the Dragonski kits, as well as some other odds and ends. We've got a kit that we want to do to make the Vamp and Action Force Panther.
Yeah, which will be badass.
So he's done the wheels, so you can just swap out the wheels. They use the same tires. Excuse me. Yellow steering wheel. He's worked with Mark II designs so that he can print his cannon. Because Mark did a fantastic job designing that, even with the tandem.
He's gonna be there at DFW, right? Mark II designs.
Yep, he'll be there. So he will probably be bringing his head scanning device. So if you guys are interested in that, I'd hit him up and make sure he's got it scheduled or something.
Yeah.
So so I probably won't be doing any lives coming up. If Dad and I decide to do something random, then that'll TBD. But I wouldn't plan on seeing me live very much. I know, Zach, you've got your anniversary coming up, and then
this weekend.
Now Thursday night we may still be able to do our deal next week, depending on what my situation is. I should be at the hotel by then.
Oh, I thought we were taking it off next week.
Yeah, I'm saying if you want to take it off, I'm more than happy to take off time. And
I say we do.
We'll just reground. Okay, we'll do that.
I say we do. In fact, yeah, we'll bring this up here as we're kind of talking about this. We're gonna, that's going to be my channel, then your channel. So I think it'll be my channel when we come back. Whatever.
Right, which makes sense because we're on mine now, so we'll skip one each and then resume on yours.
Yeah.
What day is that? It will come back.
Oh yeah, find that out.
July 3rd.
Oh yeah, that's right. Right before the 4th. Because it was like,
right
crap, we come back. I was right before. But I think it's going to work out because I don't if I do anything typically in July the 4th, I haven't done anything like the last, like post-COVID. Like all my friends that did anything stopped doing shit.
I don't do anything. I feel like Walston, Gran Torino. Like I just get mad that everybody's making noise.
Oh my God, my wife hates fireworks. Oh my God, I'm deaf.
I don't like this shit. The best 4th of July celebration I ever did, we spent like 6 hours on the range, like in my buddy's cow field. Just
that sounds like a lot of fun.
Destroying.
Right,
that was the best 4th of July.
Yeah, so we're for those of you who are still awake, as Mikey broke himself seeing the work that he did about a week ago.
I totally forgot.
Speaking of commissions, George, I commissioned 2 pieces for Mikey for our Figure It Out vacation. One was this. The other was my my laser pants Master Blaster that I showed off. I showed that off on 3POA Wednesday.
Oh, God.
Which, by the way, it was really cool since I have co-host abilities at 3POA. I was just able to, well, Ryan, this is what I got coming up. And I just, in the middle, he's like, what the hell is this? I'm like, who's putting this up? What's going on here?
Oh,
so, yes.
Totally forgot about that. Oh, that was great.
Oh, I like when Mikey puts something together because he'll be laughing as he's doing it, as we're talking, right? We're doing analytics post show bullshit, right? Like we usually do. And then
last week I did that Elvis Shakur
Yeah.
while we were live with Frankie, putting that fucker together.
From Elvis Shakur. Oh
And
my
then
God.
Skynet sent me 2 good black and white ones.
Yes, that was real good. So yeah, guys, we're now. I might do a promo or something. I might post this picture if I can get Nico to animate this.
Oh, that would be great.
But we're gonna take a break because they're gonna be traveling for 2 weeks. I got my anniversary, so I'm not doing Rumble and Ranting. Now the only thing you might see me do is Saturday's gonna be 3POA's 100th episode.
Mm-hmm.
It's also during my anniversary, but I still might pop on there. We'll see.
Yeah,
but yeah, other than that, nothing planned for next week after that. So a little break for me. I think I'm gonna do my Rumble and Ranting the week of DFW. I haven't decided yet, but I might do that because I've got a guest that will be at DFW. So we might do that, chop it up, and then
that'd be cool.
The road to DFW kind of thing for Rumble and Ranting. But other than that, we're gonna take a break. Take your Thursdays night. You can take them back for a while for Thursday.
Yeah. That's why that's the whole reason I did the 4 and 5 hour Wednesday streams is because
get it out.
I won't be doing a couple, so I hit you with that giant sized annual and then back out a little bit.
Dan, and twins. We should have done the twins. We might still do that. We maybe Photoshop
yeah, we do a little
twins.
Schwarzenegger, Danny DeVito.
We could do a post the day of. No, figure it out tonight, and then have the Schwarzenegger and Danny DeVito. That's a good idea, Dan.
That is a good idea. Thanks, Dan.
More work for Mikey because I suck at Photoshop. As I've realized this, as I've been trying to make my new logo, I'm like, I'll just make this. I can't. I'm not good. I'm not good at it. But yeah. Bear 11's laughing and Minyoza horrific. Truly horrific.
Yeah, so I figured, when we come back in a couple of weeks.
This is my time. This is my new show. Please, God, do it. Quentin, I would love if you did a live. And yeah, Mikey, I dare you.
Dare you.
Calling your bluff. I don't think you will.
I think you're pretty hot shot, do you? Huh? Let's see it.
Show me what you're working with.
Yeah, so when we come back, I figure we can do a convention wrap up and talk about what we saw and what we did and what we bought, and maybe we have a guest, maybe we don't. I don't know.
Yeah, I think that would be
figure it out.
I think that'd be a good one for July the 3rd. Just go something random. We might find somebody there or something. Do we have anything else? I don't think so.
I don't think so.
Oh, yeah.
Them Figure It Out boys are at it again. Y'all comment below and be sure to like, share, and subscribe Mikey and Zakainen's YouTube, IG, and Facebook accounts. We'll see y'all next week.
Hit it.
I'm gonna get real weird with it.
Do it. Do it.
Let him watch. Let him watch.
You some kind of bad boy or something?
Yep, I'm a bad boy.
Oh.
I don't care about it.
Good for you, man. Good for you. Good for you.
I'm not even a real doctor.
Ooh, that is bad.
I killed a man.
You what?
So I got that going.
Doctor?
Doctor.
Doctor?
Doctor.
Doctor?
Doctor.
Doctor?
Doctor.
Doctor?
Doctor.
Doctor?
Will the congregation please rise?
How much weight do you think I could bench press?
What are you talking about?
You're an idiot.
That is correct.
Jesus Christ!
Eat my short. That is one big pilot.
I'll eat pieces of like you for breakfast.
Is there anything else you want to tell me?
Put in front of my
Eat
If I wasn't practicing,
You eat asshole? No. Never give up. Never surrender.
yourself.
Thank you. Thank you very much.
You're tearing me apart.
Beth and David Bowie.
Thank you. Thank you.